very on bullying. That's their reputation. They have a reputation for being bullies. Yeah. He approached Karmelo Anthony, whom he did not have to. Somebody who was actually invited under the tent. Karmelo Anthony was actually invited under the tent. He sat down, minding his business. Here come Austin. Get from under here. Warned him, do not touch me. He pushes him. Push. Why you push? Why you putting your hands on people? Y'all know we don't like people putting their hands on people. And when they do, what do we all say? Well, he wouldn't have put his hands on them. Well, you know, that's what you get. You put your hands on somebody. That's what happens. So what's the problem now? Well, how come everybody not on code right now? How come we're not looking at this case in unison and agreeing that somebody put their hands on somebody? And while it's unfortunate that that person ended up dead, had they not put their hands on that person, they would probably still be alive. No logic there, right? You can't make that distinction because all you see is black and white. You see a white kid got killed by a black kid, and can't have that. However, if it was the other way around, we wouldn't even be here. That would have even been charges filed. The reason why it took so long for the charges to be filed in the first place is because the DA had no case. It had no case. That's why it took so long. Jason Whitlock also said this. He said this, don't fall for the psyop. Most black people can't wait for this kid to be incarcerated and locked up and convicted. He must be talking about the 5 coons that you know. Because most black people that I know do not want to see this boy go to prison. Most black people that I know are hoping for a not guilty verdict. Most black people that I know, even the black people that I know of, are in support of Karmelo Anthony. They're not in support that he killed Austin Metcalf. They understand that a youngster died. They understand that a young man lost his life doing something that a lot of young people often do. And that is bullying. So they understand that. But they don't want to see the boy go to prison because they know he was right. They know that he feared for his life.
The reason Hunter's not going to take the stand, and from what I hear, the dad's bought a new truck, the mom's got a new 8-bedroom house. The dad, there's already text messages about the dad bragging on going on European tours. Used to beat those boys' mom. And I'm going to tell you why they're not bringing up the fact that these both guys knew jiu-jitsu. We're not even going to worry about them not bringing it up. We don't have to bring up the fact that Austin knows jiu-jitsu, trained since he was a kid. We'll wait to the closing arguments to do that. We won't bring up the fact that Austin and Hunter both kicked their dad's ass. He's a little short guy, they're big guys. These are some violent white boys. So we're not going to bring up the fact that Karmelo didn't run. When Karmelo did what he had to do to keep those guys off of him, he ran straight to a coach. This is what they're not telling you guys. When he took off running, he ran to a coach, and even the coach's testimony, according to the police's initial statement that they got from the witnesses, that multiple children, 4 to 5 children, was chasing Karmelo to harm him. And the teachers had to keep those kids off of Karmelo. They're not telling that part, guy. So then let me go on and say, there's rumors that Karmelo had been suspended and he wasn't supposed to be there. No, people. No, people. Let me tell you who was suspended, a.k.a. Austin Metcalf and his twin pink toe pale brother, Hunter. this shit is getting good, white people. White people, white people, white people, white people. This shit is getting good.
Charleston White initially said Karmelo Anthony should face prison time for his actions. However, after speaking directly with Karmelo's parents and hearing their perspective on the case, he changed his position and became more supportive. Make that make sense. Well, Mr. Charleston White, see, I ain't have to talk to his parents, bro, to figure out what was going on. So guess what? I'm going to take it from here, partner. See, last year, their father, Jeff Metcalf, his arm was broken. His sons broke his arm, bro. His sons spanked him. If you know, you know. And that's not the only thing. These are the two real thugs, bro. And they grew up in a broken home. Not Karmelo Anthony. But we'll talk about that later on in this video. So before I spaz out, I tried to warn them. Running straight to the media right after it happened was their biggest mistake. But they didn't listen. You know what? Let's travel back in time right quick. Run the tape.
Because the kid was mad. My son is not here anymore. And I don't.
So what's up, y'all? Good afternoon. Hope everybody is doing well. Now, as y'all know, unless you've been hiding under a rock, basically the jurors are in the back deliberating this case. Now, I've been reading a lot of comments all over social media, everywhere from YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. And I noticed a lot of white people are really showing their true racism, their true colors in these comments by the remarks, by the hateful things that they're saying. Now, is it a tragedy that he lost his life? Absolutely. Absolutely. No one's making fun of that. Okay. But to say that this boy, the young man, should spend the rest of his life in jail. No. The worst case scenario, it should be manslaughter. That's the worst case scenario. And it's crazy because it's like they didn't want to put that on the table. That's how Chung got away with shooting the 14-year-old. Because they said, oh, well, we don't think that it was first degree murder, that he intended to do it. And that's how they it's like loopholes they use to get people off. Same thing with George Zimmerman. But in this case, do you really think that Anthony said, okay, I'm going to wake up today, unalive someone? No. That boy was bullying him, and he defended himself. And then when they said in court that the knife was legal, that it wasn't illegal to have, and it wasn't like a regular knife that you carry to hurt someone, white people want to move the goalposts. But these hateful comments that I'm reading, oh, they chimping out. Yo, leave that monkey, leave that. It's like a lot of crazy comments, and most of them hide behind fake avatars. Most of them hide behind a lot of different things. And it's like, y'all really showing y'all true colors. Why can't it be, hey, it's a tragedy that this man lost his life, but if he wouldn't have been being a bully, this wouldn't have happened. It's no different when some of our people fuck up and they do things to the police, like they pull out a gun out on the police or they do something. It's a tragedy, but I'm the first one to say, hey, you shouldn't have pulled a gun out on the cop, or you shouldn't have put yourself in a situation that's going to get you where you at. But we never get the benefit of the doubt as black people when it comes to racist white folks. It's always, oh, why he had the knife? He's a thug. He's this, he's that. But all the things that those two brothers was doing, they want to keep that under wraps. And you got that raccoon, that fat raccoon, Jason Wood Coonlock, that's talking about he can't wait for Karmelo Anthony to get convicted and go to jail and all these different things. And it's like, why you have so much hate in your heart, Jason Coonlock, for black people? I don't understand that. Two lives are, no matter how you slice it, 2 lives are basically messed up. But Karmelo Anthony didn't go over there to start no trouble. He didn't go over there to say, okay, in broad daylight, let me go over here and unalive somebody. Do that make sense to you? So if he is convicted of something, it should only be manslaughter. It shouldn't be no first-degree murder. Like, and these white folks like, yeah, throw away the key and this, that, and the other because one of your precious bullies got unalive because of his actions. But when black people do things and we get our, karma or whatever you want to call it, what's the first thing y'all quick to say? Oh, well, he shouldn't have been doing this. You're right. So why can't we say the same thing about him? Why can't we say the same thing about them? I mean, if you wouldn't have been being a bully, then it's a strong, very, 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 very strong possibility that he would be alive. And they playing this little victim card and this, that, and the other. When it's like, okay, then they say, well, he had a knife, making it seem like he had a knife that was the size of Rambo or something like that. When white boys walk around with them same pocket knives that you can use for camping, you can use for cleaning out cleats, there's nothing wrong with it. But as soon as it's in a black man's hand or a young black boy, then all of a sudden it's for intent, negative intent. Come on, man. We got to stop with the bullshit. We got to stop. And he fuck around and found out. Ain't that what y'all used to kept saying? Fuck around and find out. Fuck around and find out. See, y'all like to talk that talk when it fits your narrative, but one of yours do something stupid and has some repercussions. Again, it's a tragedy that this young man lost his life. But let's not act like Karmelo Anthony just went over there and poked him for no reason. Now, if he would have done that, then I would be on your side to say, hey, they need to throw the key away. But a lot of these racist white people, and it's crazy because these people that's in these comments that be talking this shit, these people you work with, people you live around, some of these people are professionals, and this is how they really feel. And it goes to show that we haven't moved nowhere with race in this country, and it's never going to change. I don't care what you're talking about. And that's okay. Because I'd rather you be, if you're going to be a racist, then don't hide behind an avatar. Don't hide behind a fake name. Announce yourself. I can respect that more than a person being a coward. Be who you are. Listen, y'all can listen. Jason Coonlock, you want to be white so bad. But let me tell you something. It don't matter how much you kiss their ass. It don't matter how much you go against black people every chance you get. They always see you the same. They see me and everybody ever black. I mean, this is to the racist white folks. So the ones that's not racist, this don't apply to you. This go to these bigot ass racist white trolls that be talking that shit but wouldn't say it to our face because you'll be exactly where Metcalf is at. But be talking big online. He tried to bully Karmelo, and Karmelo showed them the way. And do I agree with it happening? No. Of course, I don't want another human life to be taken over something like that, but it goes to show the old saying: keep your hands to yourself. Let me say it again to the slow people in the back. Keep your hands to yourself. One more time. Keep your hands to yourself, and you don't have to worry about the repercussions. Because where I'm from, how I am, I don't look for trouble. But if you put your hands on me, I'm going to try to seriously hurt you because you shouldn't have put your hands on me. So there's no there's no, oh, well, he only pushed him or he only, no. Karmelo didn't mean to. He wanted to get that man off of him. He's bigger than him and no karate. What was he supposed to do? And they were trying to roll on him. But see, white folks don't want to talk about that part. All they want to keep harping on is, why did he have a knife? Why did he have a knife? So it's wild. And then to have an all-white jury. So the best case scenario is him getting off. I don't think he's going to get off because it's just too racist. It's not happening in Texas. No. Another best scenario can happen if they charge him with manslaughter. If they charge him with manslaughter, then he could possibly only get probation or a short sentence. Well, then again, that judge is up for I don't know. A judge might try to give him the highest he can give him, but that's better than spending the rest of his life in jail. I personally, if I was on that jury, personally, I wouldn't convict him for no first degree murder. I wouldn't, because it wasn't. Now, somebody that had first degree murder was that child guy that chased that boy out that store. Well, chased him actually after he left the store. That was murder. But see, these are the same white folks that's okay with that. Because I see those comments as well. Y'all loving it. Oh, well, that's what he get, and blah blah blah. Okay, keep that same energy when it's your people getting hurt. Keep that same energy. Because sometimes what you put out there comes back. It ain't about no karma thing. It's sometimes the negative and racist energy you put out there, something could happen with your family. Let's see how you like it. So we're going to see what's going to happen. But they might have a decision. If they have a decision tonight, then it's going to be not good for Karmelo, in my opinion. If it goes till tomorrow, he's either going to get off or get manslaughter. But to want to destroy this man's life, to make it seem like he's just a cold-blooded murderer, he's not. And I think it's really, really, really out of pocket. I mean, one of the guys testified that Austin picked him up and threw him hard because he was strong. And you can't tell people how to react when they feel like they're in danger. That's what's cracking me up with these people, knowing damn well, y'all, if y'all had a gun on y'all and a black person did that to y'all, you would shoot them. And guess what? I wouldn't have a problem with it. You know why? Because the black person shouldn't have put his hands on you. It's no other way of putting it. Keep your hands to yourself. That guy, Austin, whatever his name was, he had that white privilege like normal. Get over here. You ain't supposed to be out here. Get out our and trying to bully somebody, showing off in front of his friends because he was a bigger guy. And he fucked around and find and that what y'all kept saying all the time? Oh, mess around and find out. So when it happened to y'all, then all of a sudden you want to get mad. No, it's a tragedy. But at the same time, keep your hands to yourself. It's ridiculous, man. It's wild. But reading them comments, but I'm not surprised though. I'm not surprised, and that's why I tread lightly with white people. I treat people the way I want to be treated, and I'll be friends with anybody, no matter what your color is. I don't see color when I see people, but when it comes to white people, we have to look at you a little sideways until we get to know your real character. Because shit like this, you got police officers getting exposed for racist shit, ambulance workers, judges, lawyers, people in high positions be having a disdain for another human being because of their race or because we got some bad apples. Yes, the black community, yes, we got some bad apples. Yes, we do. But who the fuck don't? White people don't have bad apples? Y'all the main ones raping people, molesting people, mass shootings. I mean, are you kidding me? Incest? Are you kidding me? Y'all way more barbaric than black people are. Do we got some ghetto ass niggas out here? Yes, we do. And I hate them. I hate them too. I don't like niggas. I can't stand them. I love good black people. I love good white people, good Spanish people, good human beings. But I ain't gonna bite my tongue when it comes to seeing all these racist white folks talking y'all shit. Because at the end of the day, we can sit out in the sun without getting cancer. Always remember that. And I'm a lighter skinned black man. I can still sit out in the sun and ain't got to worry about getting sunburned. You talk that shit, and it's like at the end of the day, y'all cowards. Because I can respect a out and open racist. Out and open racist. I can respect that more because at least I know where you stand. But y'all hiding behind careers. You hiding behind YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. And then how does that make your life better if Karmelo Anthony does life in prison? Like, that's hateful. That's very hateful. Y'all celebrated when George Zimmerman killed Trayvon Martin for nothing. Y'all celebrated that. Y'all celebrated it. So when black folks started, some black people were celebrating Charlie Kirk's demise. Oh, now y'all want empathy for him and his family. But y'all was signing autographs with George Zimmerman, auctioning off the gun that killed him. Like, y'all thought it was so funny that a 17-year-old was minding his own business and this wannabe neighborhood watch punk ass motherfucker was following him around. Come on, man. We got to do better. But we not, and it's okay. That's why I watch people and I see how they operate. But it's wild. It's wild what's going on. What do y'all think in the chat? Do y'all think he's going to get manslaughter? Do y'all think? Well, let's put it this way: you think he's going to get first-degree murder, manslaughter, or off? What y'all think in the comments? Because I wouldn't be surprised either way if he got manslaughter or first-degree murder. I want him to get released, but I just don't know. I just don't know. And then a lot of people are saying, "Oh, well, what's his? He didn't want to testify because he's still a young man, and them lawyers gonna try to fuck with him." And his lawyer might have told him, they might have told him, "Hey, it's in your best interest not to testify." And then I'm not trying to be facetious, but who's to say his own lawyers ain't sabotaging him? They white. Some lawyers do their job, no matter the color. Shout out to y'all. But some have that deep down prejudice as well. Now, what a coincidence! A black man got child off with that situation in South Carolina. So I just don't know. Let's see what some of these news outlets talking about.
This fall, thousands of Pennsylvania.
Let's see what they're saying.
Here's one.
Leave Austin Metcalf's team's tent with first-degree murder of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf, who is white. So far, the jury and the trial has featured days of emotional testimony. There have been gruesome details from the medical examiner for the jurors to listen to, and at times contradictory statements, mostly from the teenagers who make up most of the witnesses. Karmelo Anthony admits to stabbing Austin Metcalf in the heart with a 3.5-inch long pocket knife back in April of last year, when the two teenagers from rival high schools crossed paths at a track meet. Prosecutors say Karmelo Anthony provoked the confrontation by entering and then refusing to leave Austin Metcalf's team's tent. They say he then stabbed Austin Metcalf in a sneak attack. The defense says the much larger Austin Metcalf started the fight, and Karmelo Anthony reacted in a split second of fear. The case has drawn tense and highly charged protests outside the Texas courthouse, and we're told there were both Proud Boys and Black Panthers outside the courthouse today, though there was nothing on the scale of the heated confrontations we saw outside that courthouse last week. The prosecution rested its case on Saturday after calling 21 witnesses, including first responders, the medical examiner, Austin Metcalf's football coach, and several students who were all there when Austin Metcalf was killed. Speculation reached a fever pitch today after the defense called the last 3 of its 5 witnesses, and then court took a long break, nearly 3 hours. The question everybody was wondering was, would the one person best suited to argue a case of self-defense to the jury take the stand? In the end, Karmelo Anthony's defense team announced Karmelo Anthony would not be testifying. Closing arguments are now slated to begin tomorrow morning. Joining us now are former federal prosecutor Nima Rabbani and criminal defense attorney Mark Eiglarsh. Mark, I'm going to start with you. You know, the whole defense rests on Austin Metcalf's state of mind, that he was terrified, he was surrounded by one or more athletes who were much bigger than he was, and this was a split-second decision made out of a place of fear. How do you make that argument if he doesn't take the stand?
You do it based upon the available facts and circumstances that witnesses testified to. You cannot put him on the stand. He would have been eviscerated. There is no way that these veteran, trained, aggressive prosecutors would have left him with any dignity once he was done. So you couldn't have called him. The best chance you have is for the attorneys to argue this was self-defense, hope that not all would agree unanimously to the murder verdict, and hope maybe, just maybe, they'll come up with manslaughter.
Nima, how did prosecutors do in muddying the waters? Because one of the defense's own witnesses basically sort of backtracked a little bit on cross-examination. This defense witness was a teenager who was there, had said that Austin Metcalf and his twin brother, they're both linebackers who were almost 100 pounds heavier, each of them, than Karmelo Anthony. He said he was surrounded, Karmelo Anthony was surrounded after being asked to leave 10 times and refusing. But then on cross-examination, he said, well, maybe he wasn't surrounded, or maybe the video doesn't show that. In other words, he didn't recant the testimony, but the water was muddy nonetheless.
Because you know why? They all go to them schools. And if the white boys say something that's going to help Karmelo, they basically, he's an outcast from now on. That's why they keep recanting their stories. You know, they intimidated that boy. They intimidated him. And again, he should never put his hands on him. So I don't know. It's wild. What's going on, chat? What's popping? What's going on with y'all? Raider said the coons out heavy too. They sure are. I'm telling you, that Jason Woodlock. Oh my God, he's a super raccoon. That guy there. I never seen nothing such coolness in my life. I mean, between him and Anton Daniels, boy, they running neck and neck. They running neck and neck, and it's a shame. It's a shame that you have your own kind that ain't your own kind. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. Always remember that. Always remember that. And you know, it's wild. It's really wild, and you have so many, and they do it. A lot of them really hate being black, but some of them really do it. They really do it for the money. And I don't, you know, and all money is not good money. You know, I truly believe that all money is not good money, but some of them don't care. They're like, no matter what, I'm gonna say this, because a lot of guys that speak against black folks on a regular, white folks start to fund them. Oh, he's a good Negro. He's a good Negro. I'm all for a person telling it like it is. Don't get me wrong, because you know, we in our community, we do need help. We got some messed up people in our, you know, and I'll be the first to call it out. But you have some that no matter what, he gonna have something negative to say about black folks, no matter what, to try to appease his white daddies so they can keep giving that money out. That's all it's about. That's all it's about. You know, and it's I never seen nothing like some of these coons, and it's a shame. It's a shame. Let me see if this one of the ones here. Let me see.
I'm 52
that
years old. Last month,
the Mr. Raccoon. Hold on one second. Let's see. Let me see if this the one. And people like that, you know, the thing about it is they're not going to, it don't matter how much you kiss their ass. No matter how much you kiss their ass, they're not going to accept you. Let me just click on one of his videos. I guarantee you he's saying, you know, because I heard one of the clips of stuff he was saying.
Now out on his own independently. Owen is someone that I follow on Twitter and find him very fascinating and interesting. He posted something interesting about the Karmelo Anthony trial, and so we will have Owen on today's show. All right, so as promised, let's welcome in InfoWars and Alex Jones, now out independent.
Yeah, well, when I was not starting on the varsity team my junior year, politics
in support of Karmelo Anthony.
Did you see the videos? I'm just curious before I respond to that.
Yeah. Support of Karmelo Anthony. I think it's all bought and paid for and fake. I don't think there are real people in support of Karmelo Anthony.
Did you see the videos? I'm just curious.
So let's stop right there, right, for real quick. Now, why wouldn't you, as a black man, knowing the facts, not just because he's black, because if you're wrong, you're wrong. If you're wrong, you're wrong. I'm gonna call you out. But knowing the facts and knowing what was said, now if Karmelo would have stabbed this guy a bunch of times, then we having a different conversation. But one time, come on.
Respond to that and clarify what I said. Did you see the videos from outside of the courtroom yesterday, by any chance?
Yeah, I saw. I think maybe it's Jacob Blake's dad or whatever talking about only crackers, a dead cracker, only good cracker.
Okay, so I just wanted to make sure that we both saw those videos. I do want to clarify my statement. I don't think that we're going to see Black Lives Matter style riots like we saw with George Floyd. I'm not going to disagree with you on that. As far as these massive movements all across the country, I don't think we'll see that. What I do think we could see is the local community could have some issues. I was covering the Mike Brown hands up, don't shoot Ferguson riots back when that happened. I was on the ground night after night after night covering that. And even though it got a lot of national attention, and it was kind of a big thing before Black Lives Matter really manifested into what it was, that was a local issue. I mean, that was a real organic local deal. Now, eventually, once the national press gets involved, obviously, the national media starts to swarm. People start to travel from other local communities and want to be a part of it. So eventually it kind of got to that point, but it really first started as a local issue. And I think the one thing that these two events have in common is we're talking about a young man. We're talking about young high school kids. And that's when the local community really seems to be the most impacted. Based off of what I saw outside of that courtroom, I do believe there is going to be a local community perhaps issue. I don't know if it'll get to the level of Ferguson with buildings on fire, but I do anticipate there'll be some stress and strife if Karmelo Anthony gets a long sentence. I do think there'll be some stress and strife. Based off of what I saw from those protesters, they're going to be very upset about this. And Jason, as you know, once you get a group like that truly believes that they're fighting racism, and that's a cause that they're going to get out in the streets for, sometimes these things can tend to grow and get some gravity. So no, I don't think it's going to be nationwide Black Lives Matter style stuff. I am concerned about the local community. I do think there maybe could have some local community stuff there.
So let's give the audience a little taste of what you're talking about. I think we got a clip of the guy screaming and yelling. Let's play that.
Only good cracker is a dead cracker. Only good cracker is a dead cracker.
Now you notice how he's quick to show that part of the man saying that, of the black man saying that, but you're not, for Jason Whitlock, you're not showing all the white people that's saying a lot of shit that monkey need to rot in hell. They're saying worse things than what they're saying out there. And you see it, but you never call them out. Same thing with Anton Daniels' punk ass. he never call out what the white folks do, only what the black folks do. Like he's I'm telling you, a super raccoon.
Hey, have you been researching dental implants? Did you know you can now get permanent teeth in just 24 hours with
that type of idiocy? And I've certainly seen there's other videos like that or in a similar vein. But here's what I think the difference is as it relates to Michael Brown and Ferguson. It's like, compared to the Karmelo Anthony story, Michael Brown and that group had a somewhat believable story at the outset that, hey, Darren Wilson did something inappropriate. He had his hands up. He was surrendering. It was, because you know why I call it somewhat believable at the outset is because I fell for it. I've been a cynical person, and I've certainly taken a more logical approach to race than the stereotypical black leftist. But even I initially fell for the Michael Brown hoax. I'm not sure if anybody's ever bought this self-defense, high school track meet, knife. I just don't know if anybody's ever really bought the story. And so it's like, why they're bringing Jacob Blake's father has no connection. And I know there was a lot of outside agitators in Ferguson as well. But I just don't think people on the ground, and I know a few people in Frisco, Texas. I spent some time a year ago talking to a woman whose daughter went to high school with Karmelo Anthony. I just think the people on the ground know, like, Karmelo Anthony was a troublemaker, and this story is BS. And two high school kids, it's not, it's not. Austin Metcalf isn't the police. He's not a grown police officer.
Shucking jive.
He's a high school
Shucking jive
kid
for
as
master.
well. He's sympathetic as well.
Shucking jive for master. Look at it. Listen to him.
That fat black woman that was on there is co-signing whatever that guy was yelling and screaming. Let's say she's got a kid. She doesn't want her kid, and I know she's out there pretending like she's about that life or whatever, but I just think no parent wants their kid to go to a high school track meet and have an argument, and the kid ends up dead. So
super raccoon, right? I told you, man. I don't want to listen to more of that, man, because he really do make you want to go up in his mouth. He really do. He is the worst type of black person, man. Jason Woodlock is the worst type of black man. Him and Anton Daniels are paid for, and it's a shame. It's a shame. It's definitely a shame. I mean, he's definitely a super GOAT style raccoon. Ooh, wait. Oh, he's a good raccoon. Oh, yeah. He loved Massa. Oh, yeah. Massa. Yeah. Yeah, Jason be good for Massa. Be good nigga for Massa. Be good nigga. Be good nigga. Yeah, be good nigga. For real. It don't make no sense. Anyway, what's up with y'all, man? What's going on? What's going on? How's everybody doing? Yeah, sorry I had to subject y'all to listen to that sucker. My man said they've been showing their true color for centuries. You ain't never lied. And this is the thing, like, we have to have these real uncomfortable conversations because the truth is the truth. And it's a shame that, and it's like, white people it's funny to me because it's like, how dare you just not like a person? Like who the fuck, like, God made everybody. So, like, you ain't no more special than me. I ain't no more special than you. But this is why, like, I don't take nothing off nobody. I really don't. And it's ridiculous, man. But yeah, people like Jason, that's why Jason Woodlock, he stays in the house most of the time because He doesn't really want to be outside because somebody's gonna catch him one day. They're gonna catch him one day and give him a nice talking to. I'll just say that. I'm not saying I'm gonna do it, but someone's gonna find him one day. Someone's gonna find him one day. You say you guarantee white supremacists threaten all the witnesses? Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. What's up, Blue? I wouldn't be surprised. See, it's like think about it. White people are still mad and want to get back from O.J. Simpson in '95. They still mad about that because they felt like O.J. got away with murder. See, white people use the system when they'll say, "Oh, it's the court system. You gotta abide by it. It's the American way," but they like to move the goalposts because when it don't work in their favor, then all of a sudden they feel robbed. What about all the times the system has never really worked for black people? Even when black people were 100% innocent, racist judges, racist prosecutors, racist jurors. I mean, one of the most famous cases of all time, Rodney King. You have a video. White people, like my man said, for centuries, they've been showing their true colors. You had a video of cops beating a man that's unarmed on the ground, and they all walk free. We're not that far removed from that. If some of you young people, if you don't know, look it up. Look up the Rodney King video. And they set LA on fire after that. And I'm normally not for looting and all that other crap, but I understood why they did what they did. Now, I personally wouldn't have did it in my own neighborhood. I think that's stupid. You know, I don't want to they shit. But I understood the outrage and the rage because how do you allow that video? I mean, this way before AI, this way before all of that crap. They didn't know they was being recorded. And see, a lot of racist white people are cops. They're in positions of power because they want to use their power against you. So that's why they still super mad about O.J. Simpson, because they felt like, oh, he got away. But how many times did y'all get away with murder? How many? Y'all been getting away with murder for decades or centuries. I mean, let's just keep it 100. Now, black people rioting in their own neighborhood, I think that's the most stupidest thing in history. Why would you tear up where you live? No, go to them upper suburbs, the places where you can't afford to live. If you're mad at them people, I'm not condoning it, but if that's what you choose to do, go fuck up they shit. Where you messing up where you gotta live at? I always thought that was dumb. I never understood that. I remember they messed up the CVS's, all the supermarkets. I'm like, you dum-dums. Now how you gonna go? You need medicine, you need this, you need that, but you've been tore up the community. You know, it's only certain times I condone that type of rhetoric, that type of behavior. Is when you want real justice, but you do it to the people that you can directly affect. Meaning, like what that Chinese guy did to that 14-year-old. Why y'all not trashing him, his house, his family? And he deserves that because he basically murdered that boy. George Zimmerman's still walking around doing what he want to do. He needed to be dealt with. Because lighting the car on fire or tearing up your own community is not going to make the situation better. People still going to be racist. But when you start getting at those people that directly affected the situation, little by little, I guarantee you it'll start to change a little bit. So people do things when they don't have repercussions. It's almost like, let me use this analogy. Just like when you have a woman that keep lying on a man saying he did something, and then it get proven that he didn't, and she lied, and nothing happens to her. When you start giving repercussions where you can do jail time for lying and stuff like that, jail time for fake police reports, things of that nature, then people will think twice and say, hold up, I might not want to do this because there's repercussions. You know, so it's out of pocket. It's out of pocket. And you know how I feel about it. Fuck you, racist crackers. If you racist, this goes to you. If you ain't racist, I ain't got no problems with you. But you racist honkies, fuck you. Because a lot of y'all are cowards. And y'all play victim every time. Y'all talking about black people paying y'all. Y'all love to play victim. I see the videos all the time, like road rage situations. A white man get out of the car, put his hands on the black man, and then he beat the shit out of him, and then he want to call the cops. And no, you shouldn't have put your hands on him. Nah. My man Jason said, he said, niggas only get tough when it comes to their own kind. He said their own people, which is sad. And that's true. We'll kill one another over some pussy. We'll kill one another over a pair of Jordans, over something stupid. But when it's time to really stand up, nowhere to be found. It's nowhere in the world that China man should be able to walk around without feeling no type of heat. There's nowhere in the world after he did that to that boy. And I blame the parents. Because how you allow you let this happen and you ain't getting no get back? Nah. No, that's not cool at all. That's not cool at all. All that, oh, we turn the other cheek and I'm gonna pray for him. Man, that shit don't work. Stop it. You gonna pray for somebody that took your child's life? Are you kidding me? You have to be barbaric just like they are. Sometimes you have to be that way. So we're gonna see if it's gonna be a verdict tonight or not. You know, it's between tonight and tomorrow. I think we should know what's going to happen, and then we're going to find out what's going to go on, because you know a lot of people are like, oh, black people just waiting to find something so they can loot and riot and steal, and I don't think that's the majority. Is it some? Yes, absolutely. It's some that's be on that dumb shit, but I don't think it's the majority. I really don't. I really don't think it's the majority. I think that people are just tired, and it's like they don't know what to do, because when they vandalized the man's store, that's not his store no more. So you didn't really hurt nothing. And that in that case, South Carolina, you didn't hurt anything. That's not that man's store. If I'm not mistaken, he sold it. You say they just found him guilty of murder? I mean, that. Hold on, let me check. That's what you're saying, or you're not sure? Hold on, let me look up something real quick. I'm gonna look up something online real fast and see. Yeah, but I don't think he had that store no more. Yep, you're right. Hold on. No, I'm seeing. Hold up. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right, bro. I think I just seen something. Hold up. Let me. Damn. Well, we knew that was gonna happen. We knew they was gonna find him guilty. We know. It's all white jury. We know. Damn. We know. So this is not nothing surprising. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. Oh man. Well,
Want to console your client and the family briefly, but you're going to have to quickly turn to your anticipated punishment evidence.
Is on CNN.
Which is going to be the state again going first. You're going to hear more character information. It takes a while when you get an adverse.
These motherfuckers found him. They found him guilty of first-degree murder. Wow. I knew it.
Really,
I knew it.
And understand it.
I knew it.
Maybe
I knew it.
Have his bond held insufficient, meaning that if he walked in the courthouse today, that he won't be walking out tonight. Your client's going to have a whole lot of anxiety. You know, the range of punishments, 5 to 99 years. When you hear a guilty verdict of murder, you're certainly going to see your life flash before you.
Yeah.
Because you recognize you could face imprisonment for the rest of your life. The attorney, if you get everybody calm down, you need to start thinking of your most mitigating factors. Probably here will be age of the offender and no criminal history.
And let me ask you, while I have you, Russell, let's talk about the converse side of that. Let's talk about at the prosecution table. I have covered trials where you were the prosecutor and you secured the win in the courtroom. You got the conviction. What happens to the family of your victim in this moment? What do you say to them as the prosecutor?
I knew it. I knew it, though.
We're actually,
I knew it.
There's a sense of relief for them regarding the verdict being the verdict that they wanted it to be. But you're still preparing as well as the prosecutor. So you'd say, brief words of comfort. The family usually experiences some degree, like I said, of relief. And then I'm probably talking to them about who our first witnesses are. Maybe I'm wanting to go get, maybe I'm bringing the mom and I want baby photos. I want the graduation that was missed. I want the life to be expanded and explained, and for people to understand just what the loss was.
Maybe his twin brother now, huh?
Yeah,
maybe the twin brother.
I'm lining up people to to emphasize the impact of the death, and both of these young men, I think, had no known criminal history or things like that. There's no drugs involved. They're both in high school athletics. So both sides will be talking about the promise of the individual. And
Texas is scary, y'all. That shouldn't be out here with children. Come out the street, bro. Come out the street.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
I noticed that this guy, though, the black guy here, he just keeps picking on this elderly person here that hasn't really shown aggression. He's just not backing down or cowering. And this guy keeps getting in his face, talking, and doing all this crap. I haven't seen him do it to anybody else but this, little elderly person.
Got in the woman's face. Got in the woman's face. Ego got in the woman's face. You got in the woman's face. You got in the woman's face. Where's your morality? Are you a man? No, you a man. Why do you get in a woman's face? Why do you get in a woman's face? Hey, why do you get in a woman's face? I'm what? This man is a and then you try to misgender her and disrespect her. I don't know your name. I don't know anything about you. I don't know where's the white woman that I've been talking to.
Wow. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just. Wow.
But you got a woman's face. You know how stupid that is.
Wow.
This guy, this guy has already gone on what the white dude was.
All right, guys, it is showtime at BetMGM Casino, so grab their new players offer and enjoy the thrills of the Price is Right casino games. That's right.
Well, wow. That's all I can say, man. I knew though. I knew. They got it on ESPN now. I mean, CNN.
Injured as a result of this altercation with these other athletes. Yes, it left a void in the testimony, and many jurors may have felt like they had no choice. But
No, first degree murder. No, I can see manslaughter at the most, but come on, man.
And that he provoked it, and we heard Gene say that he made the comment of, try me, push me, touch me, and you'll see what will happen. Again, suggesting that if Metcalf touched him, he would do something in return, and that something was pull out that knife and stab him. So
wow.
People know, and maybe we'll hear from some of the jurors what they grappled with. But clearly, if we had a witness that could have talked,
we already knew. It wasn't a fair trial.
That may have resulted
all white jury in Texas. Come on.
We'll be right back. As we're following our breaking news here that a jury in Texas has convicted a teen of murder in the fatal stabbing of a 17-year-old athlete from a rival team at a high school track meet last year. You can see people congregating there in McKinney, Texas. We are following this.
It's about to be some stuff, y'all. Y'all know that, right?
Greg Ferguson, American on Purpose, Saturday on CNN.
Yeah, I already know. Can't even deliberate long, man. This shit was a setup, man. I mean, man, well, I mean, we cannot be surprised at this point. We cannot be surprised. We cannot be surprised. We cannot be surprised. Man. Damn. Well, is it going to be a riot, y'all? What's going to happen next? What y'all think going to happen next? I know a lot of people are tired of it. I'm lost for words because a part of me thought like maybe, just maybe, he can get manslaughter, but when you're dealing with racist white people that don't like you because you black and you took one of theirs, what else can you really expect? What else can you really expect at this point? I mean, what do we think else was going to happen? Damn. God damn.
Harry's just launched their first new razor in 13 years, Harry's Plus. They didn't update it.
He said it's going to be a mistrial. They've been already ruled them guilty.
I got you.
I don't know. They just said all white jury. I don't know if they had Hispanic. I don't know. I don't know what they had.
Before the family departs, it appears that they will be speaking here to the media as cameras gather around.
I will say this. I will say this one time, and one time only. I speak on behalf of myself, Minister Dominique Alexander. I speak on behalf of myself as president of the Next Generation Action Network. The Next Generation Action Network wanted to respect this process, to be able to make sure that nobody said that the Next Generation Action Network is this process, feared in this process. But what this process did is shown that Black lives do not matter in Collin County. It showed us that time and time in American history, it has shown emotions.
And the white people inside the chat, as I'm watching on this thing, they're in there laughing, talking about some here we go, and there they go, and yeah, see.
It would appear the feed is frozen. We're working on getting it back online.
Yeah,
we're also queuing up your comments.
They all in there talking about some boo-hoo, boo-hoo. Okay, keep that same energy, you fucking honkies. Keep that same energy when shit happen to y'all.
That a judge interfered in this process. It showed very clearly that a Black boy was allowed, not one Black soul on a jury. An all white jury convicted him in 2 to 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
We know that they did not prove their case. They are currently sentencing Karmelo Anthony, but we know that the Next Generation Action Network put the first $10,000 towards an appellate attorney. And we will fight Collin County like hell. I respected this process. I allowed and called for peace in this process. But Black America should be very upset about what went on today. Now, before all of the internet lawyers and before all of the interpretation of the situation, I'm only an advocacy leader. I'm not an attorney. I can only help families be able to navigate these processes when they find themselves in this type of situation. I can only allow lawyers to be what they are, lawyers. I can't instruct them. I can't stop them from doing anything. I have to respect the process just like anybody else. But what we saw today was flawed, unjust, and I ask that the community continue to pray for the Anthony family. I do not speak for them, but I know that the Next Generation Action Network will be here as support. My heart hurts right now because an ignorance of the law was done here today. Clear. We posted the jury instructions. And right now, what we are seeing is a travesty. It lets us that Black lives do not matter in the criminal justice system. It lets us know that we are not going to be afforded the same laws as anybody else. And I give a damn about nobody that feels like I'm playing the race card here. For 400 years, our people have been at the liberty and have had to suffer at the liberty of these laws. I'm speaking facts because that blood of slavery is in my blood, not your blood. And it's not for you to look at me and say, I'm playing the race card. I'm just a Black man living in America. The fact supports that. You say I'm upset? Hell yeah, I'm upset. I respected this process. But we're going to fight like hell to make sure that Collin County know that Karmelo Anthony is not going to go away. I want to thank all of the people who traveled across this country, to all of the media's community supporters and people who have taken Karmelo Anthony as their own baby. I salute you. I thank you. And we got work to do. Thank you and God bless.
All right, Connell. So you heard that. This representing, at least speaking for the Anthony family, Connell. Send it back to you. But obviously, fight is not over for the Anthony side of things.
We'll stay here with the News Nation feed. Just listen in. Okay, so it looks like the News Nation reporter here is going to be moving on over. Let's keep audio down here a little bit as we pay attention to some of the scenes here outside of the Collins County Courthouse, where, of course, Karmelo Anthony was just found guilty in the murder of Austin Metcalf. Here you see another angle here of the crowd. We want to get to some of the reaction online. We want to give a voice to the commenters who are joining us. You can use Hey JB or Hey Josh with your comment. We can then see your comments on our
that part of Texas. That part of Texas is very racist. So I don't, what do we expect, really? Let's just keep it 1,000. Let's just keep it 1,000. We knew this was going to happen. We knew this was going to happen. It's going to be stuff's going to happen, people. Stuff's going to happen. Yeah, stuff is definitely going to happen.
The courthouse that are against what we haven't heard there were people before this verdict was read aloud. There were people carrying around signs.
No, his attorney wasn't good. You damn right he wasn't good. They worked against him. Wow, I'm just. I mean, I expected something, but in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, maybe manslaughter. But to put first-degree murder, come on. And you know that judge, when it's time for sentencing, he gonna give him the harshest sentence. You already know that. You already know what he gonna do.
JP or Hey Josh, your comment. It's understood.
Damn.
So what's happening here? Everyone's got cameras out. Everyone is trying to.
Man.
Now this is Hey JB. Are there any comments from the victim's family? We haven't seen anything as of yet. So what can happen after a decision like this is that you might have family members come outside the courthouse, lawyers come out of the courthouse, and of course you have that post-verdict press conference. Sometimes it's formally set up and they have a time.
And I'm reading the comments on the other thing, the white folks in there laughing. And all I'm gonna say is keep that same energy when somebody close to you or someone dies. We're gonna remember all of this. So keep that same energy. They up there laughing and thinking this shit is and I blame the family too, because why would you hire white lawyers? See, that's another thing. Hold on, let me pause this for a second. This is another thing that's pissing me off sometimes. You have excellent black lawyers out there. Hell, you had a black lawyer just get a Chinaman off for shooting another black boy in the back. You have great black lawyers, but you keep running to the white man. Not all white men. I ain't gonna say all white men are bad because that'd be ignorant to say. That's not true. But in Texas, he for the money. He ain't gonna do the best job he could have done. Fuck that. If I was Karmelo Anthony, I mean, it's would have, could have now, but I would have got on the stand. Fuck that. I'm fighting for my life here. Damn. Wow. First degree, though, I could see manslaughter, but damn, first degree? Really? Y'all some hateful motherfuckers, man. And this is to the racist white people. This ain't to regular, good, hardworking white people that don't see color. This is to the racist one. Y'all some hateful people, man. Y'all really are. Y'all, this I can't say what I really want to say because YouTube be tripping, but this is wild. This is wild. And it's going to be some rioting. And I hope they don't do it in their own neighborhood. Fuck they shit up. I ain't condoning it, but I understand it. I'm not condoning it, but I understand it. I understand the frustration.
Inside the courtroom, and the verdict was found guilty of the first-degree murder of Anthony. Again, there was
first degree at that. Like, what? Really?
Acquittal. That most law experts were going to point to the possibility of it being either manslaughter or murder. But that was the emotional reaction that apparently was quite easy to hear in the courtroom from the row of reporters that were there in the courtroom.
I'm not letting bouncing around in a machine or working at the sawmill and
Yeah, we 0-2 now. You ain't never lied. We definitely 0-2.
Camping out, I saw people with their strollers. I saw a lot of people with coolers. I mean, the parking lot is full. I get the sense that a lot of people are going to leave. They want to see this group and make sure that this sentencing is going to come today.
And the fact that they came to that thing in they came to that conclusion in 2 hours. They already had their mind made up what it was. They already had their mind made up. $600,000 they raised for nothing. Wow. 2 hours. Ah, man. Wow. They go another. I'm checking different news stations. This shit gonna be this shit gonna turn up tonight. I got a feeling. I don't, especially out there in Texas. I don't know how the other states are going to do, but I know out there.
Great. Carmelo's back jury return. They'll be set for the trial. Jurors have to decide. Oh, the jurors decide. I thought it was a judge. Jurors decide between 5 to 99 years.
All right, so they said the jurors get to decide the sentence.
With the jury on recess now, with the charge being prepared, before 6 o'clock tonight, we could very well have punishment handed down and for Karmelo Anthony.
Shit. So hold up. So not only did the jury convict him, they get to choose his fate too. So they can go either 5 or 99 years. And you know he ain't getting 5 years. I'm gonna go out on a limb right now. They're gonna give him 30 years. You watch. And I wouldn't be surprised they gave him 99, these fucking devils. But they're gonna give him 30 years. Wow.
He would be in the control of the Collin County Sheriff's Department until which time the Texas Department of the prison system.
So crazy.
They come and get him and take him to a prison farm where he would begin.
And he's looking at quite a range, like we said, 5 years to 99 years in prison. Maybe the jury will consider the fact that he does not have a criminal history outside of this. That both of these students did well academically.
They ain't gonna fucking consider that shit. They took 2 hours to come up with a verdict. 2 hours. I can see if he stabbed Metcalf a bunch of times, then I can understand it. But one, come on, man, like.
Academically, that he did well academically. He did not have any other history of committing any other crime. So I think the question here too is, which side of the spectrum are we looking at? Amelia Jones has also been covering this as part of our Nightside shift. She's been covering this trial. Amelia, can you just set the scene? Just tell us where exactly are you? What are you seeing? What are you hearing from your sources? Just kind of fill us in on what's going on.
And the white folks all in the chat of the thing I'm watching, they all like 99 years, death penalty. At least I'm telling you, I can't wait for somebody important to y'all die. I can't wait.
Absolutely, Eden and Sean. I'm just here on the sidewalk, just right outside the Collin County Courthouse. You can see the line of law enforcement behind me. They have not approached the crowd at all. They are staying right beyond the perimeter here, but obviously making their presence known. Now, I haven't personally seen any clashes between groups of supporters here. We've mainly seen people kind of gather in collective groups and then kind of share their thoughts or, you know, any chance with each other. We know that this case is just taken on a life of its own, for a lack of a better phrase, on social media. So there are a lot of people that are live streaming right now on the various social media platforms. We also hear people on a loudspeaker. There's a speaker that was playing gospel music. As you heard Alex share earlier, there were some prayer circles and gospel words and songs that were shared before the verdict was reached. I did get a chance to speak to one man who told me that he does not know either party. He was not in the courtroom for any of the testimony. He came out today to just see what justice would look like here and what the jury would decide. And he told me there is no winning on either side. He said, obviously, the Metcalf family have lost their son. Nothing can bring Austin Metcalf back. And then on the other side, Karmelo Anthony will now be taken away from his family. And the jury is deciding right now what that sentence will look like. And so I will say, when the verdict was first announced and the word and the decision was kind of spreading through the crowd, there was a lot of unhappiness, especially in the crowd and group of people where I was. We know that Karmelo Anthony supporters have worn purple, and there was a lot of purple out here. And a lot of people, they did not hide their unhappiness with that verdict, but they have remained here. And again, kind of gathering with each other, sharing some of their thoughts with the media. We also see some supporters. Someone behind the camera right here has a Justice for Austin sign. And I know my photographer, Andy, was able to speak with him. And so we are getting reaction from both sides out here. But so far, things have remained pretty calm. Again, there's been no physical confrontations, no clashes, at least that I've seen from my perspective, but you do see the law enforcement presence. And also, before that verdict was read, I could see law enforcement right up against the doors of the Collin County Courthouse, seemingly just in case anyone was going to run up those courthouse steps and potentially try to rush in. So they were really prepared here for this, but no law enforcement has come in contact with the crowd. They're really keeping their distance, keeping their eyes peeled. But with that, I'll send it back to you guys. That's what I'm seeing out here live.
Thank you. And again, excellent work covering this trial where our politicians are now weighing in. And, typically you don't see politicians weighing in on local murder trials. You don't bring politics into this mix, but that's what we're seeing happen. State Representative Jared Patterson posting a statement on the murder conviction of Austin Metcalf's killer. There it is, as you can see it. It reads in part that the murder of Austin Metcalf was a senseless and heartbreaking tragedy that forever changed the lives of his family, friends, and community. All of that is true. Nothing can restore the life that was taken or ease the unimaginable pain of losing a child. Today's outcome of a murder conviction is justice served. And then Jeff Leach also posting on social media, on X, Karmelo Anthony guilty of murdering Austin Metcalf, the right decision, justice delivered.
You notice how these politicians are coming out when they got something to do with a black boy getting. You notice that, right? When a black boy gets killed and stuff like that, these politicians don't say shit. Where were these politicians when Tamir Rice, Trayvon Martin, any black person that was killed, even a 14-year-old boy? No politicians come out. Now they coming out for this. Oh, you know what? But we already know what it is. We know what it is. You say you think they might give him 5 years? Hell no. They're not going to give him 5 years. I hope they do, the less, but they're not. If they convicted that fast, listen, they're going to give him 25 to 30 years. You watch. You remember I said that.
So it is, I believe you said earlier, or may have been Alex who talked about this being historic. It is a sad and historic case that will always be talked about, reviewed, and looked at here in North Texas.
Absolutely. And, since we've been covering this trial, obviously no cameras were allowed in the courtroom. And so we've been relying heavily on our crew. Our Lori Brown is inside of the courtroom. And so she explained, she was describing what was going on as Karmelo Anthony's mother took the stand. And she just added, just kind of painting the picture of what's going on inside. And she said the mother's statements were tearful. Wow. That she was emotional. She was telling the jury to really, have mercy for her son. And so that also paints the picture of just how distraught she is. And so I think you had mentioned this on both sides, right? So there's one side that is very emotional and another side that feels this was the right call, that this murder charge, this murder conviction rather, was what Karmelo Anthony deserved.
And I have to tell you, Lori Brown and Alex Boyer took us into that courtroom every single day. They were the eyes and ears of viewers here in North Texas, capturing the moments that mattered.
This is what the reporter from the inside is saying. Yeah, so it was Karmelo Anthony's mother that testified and during the penalty phase, and she was the only one to testify, which I think is kind of interesting. I just had this chat thing up here. What do with it?
Yeah,
She said
I don't get this.
Marianne, the only person to take the stand in the punishment phase was Karmelo Anthony's mother. She begged for mercy. In quotes, "Please have mercy on my son," unquote. Hayes sobbed as she looked at the jury. Both sides have closed out their cases. The court is now working on a charging document and will turn. Wow. And I wonder why not the father? Where's Carmelo's father? I thought he was kind of vocal in the situation too. And what about the other guy, the guy that was representing the family? The guy that had some weird charges and weird history, allegedly. This guy, you guys remember this guy? Let me show you here real quick. The only person, and I don't know if the lawyer told him something. I don't know if it's a thing of optics, okay, too many people taking the stand, but just one person. Wow. Mama, that was the only person for Karmelo.
Hey, so that I can be able to. I will say this one time, and one time only. I speak on behalf of myself, Dominic Alexander. I speak on behalf of myself as president of the Next Generation Action Network. The Next Generation Action Network wanted to respect this process.
Yeah, it's I mean, we're just not surprised by this. We used to it at this point, and it's wow. I'm just. And to be honest, he could have had Johnny Cochran, all white jury that they wanted him. They wanted him. And she's right. The system is not designed for black people. No, they're gonna make an example out of him. I mean, I hope I like your optimism. I mean, you're saying 5 years, but I don't see it. I don't see it.
Little bit. Continue to go to interviews here.
I honestly don't see it.
Texas. Betty says, why so many people still believe that our color makes our minds, not see the evidence that is presented to us.
Yeah, real talk, bro. He never stood a chance. You're right. He never stood a chance in this situation. And why would his lawyer allow an all-white jury? in Texas, in that part of Texas where it's not even a lot of black people anyway. You couldn't find no black people to come, no? None? You couldn't find none. And then white people act so oblivious, like it's not a bias. Oh man. They act like they act stupid, like they don't know. Like the system is designed for us. It's designed for us to fail. It's designed for them to win. And you know it. He said, I wouldn't pay that lawyer shit. Yeah, that lawyer fell, Karmelo. But you know, the fact that he wouldn't, I would have said, look, we gotta have some people of color. We gotta make this even. Why not 4 people of color, 4 people non-color? That makes it even. And they get to decide it's fake too? Shit. Oh man. This is why I don't trust white people. I don't trust y'all motherfuckers, man. This is why I don't trust you. For shit like this. And his so-called friends turned on him and shit. That's what they do. See, this is why I tell people, you got to watch who you hang with. Because soon as the shit hit the fan, they forget y'all friends, and all of a sudden we're going to stick with our own. And black people, we have to start sticking together. Y'all quick to try to want to be white or want to be with white people, and this is the shit that keep happening. This don't happen to white people. This shit don't happen to them. It only happens to us. But you keep want to sleep white, want to be white. Fucking bullshit, man. But I knew it though. I don't even know why I'm mad, because I knew. I knew what it was. I'm trying to find some black people that's doing the live feed. Ain't nobody really doing it right now. I'm trying to. Let me see. Let me refresh and come back on YouTube, because I'm surprised Roland Martin not live.
And one thing to note here, when we began, there were a lot of people in the road, and there was a quote from one of the officers there: "Get out of the road, or you're going."
Man, I'm surprised.
Within the first 5 minutes after the verdict, there's a crowd there. They've asked everybody to move over on the sidewalk.
Let me see. This is a black person here. Who is here?
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Right now, I hear the frustration. Are you more angry or more sad as to what just happened?
I'm angry and I'm hurt. I'm angry because you were in there, I was in there too. Those witnesses were lying on him. You got the judge friends with the prosecutor. Let's start there. The judge was falling asleep. Some juries was falling asleep and didn't even have a damn no count.
They want
their money. So I'm gonna take it back. I'm gonna take it back. Yeah, y'all.
Good, big.
I got it.
Man.
What? You have no lights.
And I know some of you white trolls gonna come in here with y'all little bullshit, but you wouldn't show yourself. Yeah, of course you're gonna come in here and say justice. Yeah, you would come in here and say that. You would come in here and say that. Get your ass the fuck out of here. Get your stupid ass out of here, you fucking Peckerwood.
We got. They say that it's not about race, but that was not one goddamn black person on that shit. I'm gonna hear that bullshit. Say that. No. Speak, sister. Straight up. Give me a Bible. Here.
I use for? What are you paying up to? I hear it. Then he has to say that. He said, Guess what? Even if I'm met with people and I have the ability not to pull my gun, I'm not going to pull my gun. Wait, I got okay, if somebody pulls a gun on you, what are you going to do? No. You're going to pull your gun and respond. Listen, wait. And I got this honesty. Okay, yeah, sure. I mean, it's not required for you to flee. But that wasn't stand your ground. That was not stand your ground. Understand that. That's it. He's saying that you have to. You believe that you got to go by the law. You got to know the law. Karmelo broke the law, right or wrong? He just. But the problem is that something you probably had to be forced to divorce. I didn't really know what happened. You haven't seen any force. Yeah, I said, it's different. Everybody said it here. Some people said he got jokes. Some people said he did. Some people said he got. Some people said he got pushed. Some people said it was 4 up. Some said it was 2 up. At the end of the day, we as people, Austin should have walked away. Or Karmelo should have walked. Those are the two. Let me say, neither one. Let me say, that's why we're here. That's why we're here.
Yeah, TD, you're right. He said the Anthony family moved in that white community, raised their children around white people because they didn't want to live amongst their black amongst their own. He said white people don't see you as equal. They don't. And my thing is, I don't have a problem with someone moving to an area less quote unquote white neighborhood, like a nice neighborhood or whatever, but stay to yourself. Meaning like just, do you. Don't try to fit in, just be who you are. Because sometimes people don't want to live in a hood. And sometimes a nice neighborhood might be an area that has predominantly white people. It depends. They have some black areas that, that's really nice and stuff like that. But it depends on, your state and where you at, your city. But it goes to show you that no matter what, racism and bias is never, ever going to end. And the fact that they had reports, people that was in the courtroom, jurors was falling asleep, not taking it serious. They all know each other, like far as the prosecutors and the judge, like they all cool and all that. You already know what time it is. The fix was in. I don't even want to watch no more of that shit, man. I'm cool. The fix was in. And they wanted to basically, it's a modern day lynching without being lynched. I mean, that's basically what it is. It's what it is, and it's a shame. It's a shame, but I don't want to. I don't want to. At the end of the day, getting mad about it ain't gonna change the situation. It's time to take action. It's, all getting mad. What's that really gonna do? Nothing. I ain't gonna do nothing. You're gonna get white trolls coming in the comments, trolling because they hide behind troll accounts. They hide behind fake avatars and stuff like that. And that's what it is. So we knew this day was coming. So we can't be naive to act like we didn't know. All white jury in Texas, small little town. Shit. We'll be a fool. We would be a fool to think he was going to get a fair trial. They didn't care about it being in his life, being, that's someone's life. Like he didn't intentionally want to kill that boy. He didn't. And if he did, I wouldn't back him. I don't care if he's black. I don't condone people just killing people. You know what I'm saying? Like I if you're wrong, you're wrong. Like prime example, it was wrong what happened to George Floyd, but was I one of the ones out here saying, "Oh, I love George"? No, George Floyd was a piece of shit. What happened to him was wrong, but I didn't shed no tears for him. I keep it real, but this situation, Karmelo didn't want to kill that boy. He defended himself. And it so happened that he died. But yeah, all you cowards, keep that same energy when it's your turn. Because stuff like this will make you real insensitive to other people. Because us as black people, we normally don't act like we still have empathy for people. I mean, even the people that do us wrong, that's been doing us wrong for centuries, we still have empathy because we cut from that cloth to like just care for human beings. And I'm not gonna say all white people, but some white people, I would say about 75% of y'all, 80% don't really have empathy for unless it's about your own. Anybody else, you can give a shit. And I'll be very surprised if he only gets 5 years. He's gonna get. They're gonna make an example out of him. That's why I said about 20. They're probably gonna give him 25 years, 25 to 30 years, maybe 25 years, with the possibility of parole in like 10 to 15 or whatever how that go. But it's not going to be a small sentence. I mean, come on. If they was falling asleep and not taking it serious, do you think they really care? They all viewing it like this is payback. White people have been getting over for centuries, and then they say we got over once with OJ, then they want to keep bitching about it. I just man. But again, we knew. We knew what was going to happen. We don't get no fair. We don't get no fair chance in this country. We don't. Yeah, I feel you, Jay. Listen, man. You know, he said we got Chud. It's all good, man. Man, look, we still down, man. We still down. We're still, damn. We still down. But you know, and that's why I was telling people I would never date a white woman or marry a white woman because let's say she's not racist, but the system is, her family is. It's like it's always something, and it's crazy. Same thing with Chinese. You know, Chinese people are racist as shit towards black people too. But you got people always want to just try to run to these type of people. But I mean, yeah, Carmelo will he'll probably get out of jail when he's in his 50s. Hopefully, if they don't, if they don't get him to 99 years. What, he 19 now? So you figure 20 years is 40. And possibly 45, 46. He'll probably get out of jail. And that's as if the mom testimony put a little bit of heartstrings to the jury. But I doubt it. You said most of these black women out here protesting is pure embarrassment and loud and ignorant for no reason. Yeah, I agree. I'm just numb, man. I'm just numb to it. Like this, shit like this make you do make you want to bust but crack people in their head though. I ain't gonna lie, it do make you want to kind of do it because you just get tired of it. And but see, the wrong people are not suffering. That's the problem. The people that need to be suffering is these judges, these jurors, the people that's controlling this stuff. They're the people that need the repercussions. Not breaking into a goddamn loot in the store like that. That don't really do anything. Yeah, he said he wanted to show all the good shit he did in jail for 25 years to get out. That sound about right. You say you definitely got over OJ? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, E man. Asian shot a kid in the back and walked free. I'm telling you, man. You can't make this shit up, man. You just can't. You got to realize something. White people love Asians. They love Asians and they love white people. They're the only people they love besides themselves is Asians because they do so much business with them, and white people don't have a problem marrying an Asian and stuff like that. But when it comes to Negroes and Hispanics, and fuck the Hispanics. No disrespect. I gotta talk about our people. But for Black Americans, ain't no love. Yeah, you get some white women that like our dick, but that's about it. Ain't no real love. I mean, where's the DC sniper when you need him? You know what I mean? Oh man, let me shut up, man. This is crazy. He said Black Americans are too trusting the white people. I agree with you 1,000%. 1,000%. I agree. That's why that's why I've always been leery. I'm never comfortable around white people like that. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I've never, even my neighbor I'm cool with. She's 80-some years old. And I've known her for a long time, but I see her character, I see the things she do. But you think I wouldn't think she wouldn't turn on me if something happened? Or let's say if I crack one of my neighbors in the head or something that was white and she liked that person or whatever, you don't think she gonna side with me? No, she gonna side with her own. And I know I'm not naive like that. I know what time it is. I've been on this earth too long and seen a lot to not know how it go. And it's a shame, man. But I mean, it's wild. And it's crazy because they're not really covering it on CNN right now. I guess they're gonna wait until later on prime time, and they'll probably put it up there or when they do the sentencing or whatever. Because I think he's getting sentenced today. So I'm saying 25 to 30 years. They're gonna give him. Somebody in the chat said 5 years. I doubt that 5 years. I'd be very, 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 very surprised if he get 5 years. I'd be very surprised. You say you seen what happened to Michael Jackson? Absolutely. He said we the most hated even by our own kind. Yeah, that's true. It's true. It's true. That's why, I mean, you just gotta, I guess to a certain extent, just do what you could do for your family, man, yourself and your family, because it's like, what else can you do at this point? The system is not designed for us. You got to walk it straight and narrow, because if you get into the system, it's not going to work for you. Because they'll try to throw the book at you for the smallest shit. Like this kid got convicted of first degree murder. They on CNN talking about Trump versus Stephen A. Smith. Stupid shit. Like, I don't give a fuck about it. But I just can't wait for something to happen to their people, and we're gonna keep that same energy. I don't think OJ did it. Yeah, I always said I don't think OJ did it, and not because he's black, because OJ was a coon. Don't get that fucked up. OJ was a raccoon. He was a sellout. Great football player, but he was a sellout. But I honestly don't think that OJ did it. He might have known who done it. I always thought the drug cartel done it. To be honest with you, I think the drug cartel done it. OJ stumbled upon it because Nicole was a cokehead. was owing money for that Snow White. But white folks still felt like he got over. But even if you felt that way, how can you be so mad about that when y'all been getting over for centuries? Come on, like, really? Like, let's stop playing. That's why, like, I had a guy associate I used to be cool with, right? I wouldn't call him a friend, but he's more like an associate. And I remember him telling me a story about when he used to work at this place with a lot of older white people, but they were racist, and how he used to rob them like on a sneak tip. And I used to be like, "Yo, dog, you wrong for that." And then he said something to me one day, and I kind of understood it. He basically said, "These motherfuckers is racist towards me and bigots, and they know what they're doing. I'm getting my own reparations." And even though I might not condone it, I understood it. I understood it. I mean, two wrongs don't make a right, but at the same time, I am an eye for an eye type of person. No, I'm not gonna lie to you. I am. I'm a tick for tack type. I can't turn the other cheek. I'm not Martin Luther King. So if y'all keep having faith thinking he only gonna get 5 years, then shit, you're sadly mistaken. They're gonna throw the book at him. But y'all niggas keep running after these white women, be so thirsty for these white women. Leave them fucking baloney smelling bitches alone. Running after, that's what's wrong with the black community. This is why we at the bottom of the barrel. Because we don't love each other. We don't love ourselves. We don't love our mothers. We think we got to go to the mixed chick or the white chick. It never fails. That's why anybody that be having them white women, should always look at them a little sideways or look at them like they sellouts. Because our people go through too much and went through too much to be. Why can't we stay with our culture? That's one thing about them racist ass Indians I respect. They stay with their culture and keep their shit pure. We the only race of people that want to keep trying to, I want to be interracial. I want interracial. Just like I was watching the thing, it was this Asian lady that got on there with Umar Johnson, and she was saying how she had a husband black, and they got kids, and he asked her about how the family feel, and she was like, "Oh yeah, they're definitely she was Chinese." She was like, "Yeah, they're definitely racist towards them." Why would you want to go through that? Why would you want to put your kids through that? Now if you got a fetish, you just want to pop something, fine. But like wifing them up and no. You got a fetish, you just want to try all the flavors of the coochie rainbow, then I understand it. But niggas be shitting on black women and thinking the white woman is better. He said we're gonna be hated. He said we're gonna be hated regardless of who we bang. Yeah, we are. But still, it's like who you bang is cool. That's what you want to do. But I'm talking about marrying. I ain't talking about somebody you just knocking off. I'm talking about somebody you procreating with, and you know what I'm saying? Like, why put yourself through the system like that? Remember I told you my old neighbor, God rest his soul, he passed on. He was black and he had a white girl. And I remember when the Trayvon Martin thing first happened, he was sitting here talking about taking her stance that George Zimmerman was in danger. Like, and I'm looking at him like, dog, just because you getting that white baloney don't mean you forget who you are as a man and as a race. Because let me tell you something about white people that I do respect. Dumb motherfuckers put their race over anybody else. They stick together. We don't do it in the black community. Them Habibs do the same thing. They stick together. The Puerto Ricans stick together. Mexicans stick together. Africans, even though they consider, they still black, but people from Africa, like foreigners, they stick together. We the only ones that the African American, the one that was born here, we don't stick together. But them Africans that come over here from Liberia, from all different areas, hell, they just named a part of Philly. They just named shit called African Town because all of them foreigners up there been built their own little shit. It's crazy. E-Man said his cousin was with a white man, their family didn't like her and she'd be kissing their ass. That's what I'm like, man, nobody who wanna go through that. My man said F Martin Luther King. He the reason why we in this shit in the first place. We had our own shit before. You're right though. I understand where you're coming from because back then, from what I heard, we had black people was thriving back then. We had our own shit, like really own shit. I know Jason Raccoon. I know he happy about this. He up there celebrating. I guarantee you. What's that other raccoon name? I forgot his name. Anton Daniels. I know he happy. Oh yeah, he real happy. E-Man said white people better not look at me with a smirk. Officer Tatum, yep. Pool man, what's the deal, bro? Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm just curious to see what's going to happen tonight. What's going to happen tonight? You said they on your train. You said they definitely smirking. Of course they are. Of course they are. Yeah, you right, KV. He said this was black on black or white on white crime. Nobody would give a fuck. But yeah, they hid the tape in court. They did all that stuff, man, because they wanted him to go down. How dare you kill a white man? How dare you? And like I said before, his lawyer did him dirty. He did him dirty. He did him dirty. The fix was in. The fix was already in. The fix was in. Shit, hell, they should have used that goddamn money and moved his ass. Cause remember, he was out. He was out the whole time. So they should have used that fucking money and got his ass out the country or something. Something. This shit is crazy, man. I ain't gonna lie though. I'm kind of looking forward to watching some videos of online of people getting getting people going upside their head. Like I'm kind of looking forward to that. Like remember that time when they was knocking the shit out of Asians? I ain't gonna lie, I was enjoying that shit because some of them are super racist. And I noticed like Koreans or Japanese are more better towards black people than Chinese are. Chinese, they really can't stand black people. That's why I stay out them Chinese restaurants. They don't like us at all. They really don't. Them pumpkin head motherfuckers do not like us. This whole country is corrupt. We ain't never lied. You said all that does is further violence, man. Look, it's like it ain't. It's never going to be together because the system is so biased and racist towards black people. It's never going to work. That's why I'm like, man, I'm glad I'm in the house today. I don't want to be out nowhere, man. I want to get triggered. I'm glad I'm in the house for the rest of the day. It's Taco Tuesday, so my wife cooking Taco Tuesday tonight. So I'm enjoying my tacos later and fall the fuck back. That's what I'm going to do. For real. Because just tired of it, man. Remember I told you that story when I went to the Poconos? This was years ago. This has had to be about, I want to say, about 10, 11 years ago. So I go out there with my wife, my daughter. We stay at this spot called the Sky Lodge Resort. Nice place, right? Nice shit on the grounds, the whole 9 yards, right? And the white people that was there, not the staff, the people that was staying there, because they was wondering like why are we here? Like my money ain't green. But they kept staring, like staring, and and I'm looking right back, like, is there a fucking problem? Like, and I'm not a ghetto guy. Like, I don't go nowhere. I don't act. I know how to conduct myself, but I ain't gonna let you make me feel uncomfortable when I pay good money for this shit. So then I remember we got in the indoor pool. They got out the pool. I was like, oh, that's fine with me. We got the pool to ourselves. But what fucked me up was when we went off the resort and we went to this little place in the Pocono. I can't even remember. It was some little place. And this girl, I guess she's not used to being around black people. Young girl, probably like 19, 20. I saw her taking someone else's order. She was fine. As soon as she took our order, she was shaking like a leaf. And I'll never forget that. And I was like, yo, are you okay? And I was just like, you can't teach people hate. Like, I don't teach my daughter hate. You know what I'm saying? Like, my daughter go to school with mostly, if you had to go off the percentage, it's mostly white people. She got black people there. She got some Hispanic, Asian. Matter of fact, her best friend is a little Asian guy. He a little, punk, little gay guy, but he nice. He's Cambodian, but I don't teach her hate. You want to be friend? I don't care who you friends with. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but she know her roots. She know what to look out for. She know that racism is real. But I don't teach her hate. I say, hey, you want to be friends? That's fine. I don't like, oh, don't be. I don't act like that. Not at all. Now, would I prefer her to come home with a good black man when she start dating? Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Because what's wrong with wanting your culture? Who understands you more than your own? Nobody understands you more than your own. What's up, no name? He said the throat goat interview was loud, was wild. Oh yeah, that was unexpected. Oh, you say you was out in Greece. You was out there in Spain. Oh yeah, you know they racist as fuck out there, bro. You already know. Yeah, I'm telling you, no name. This shit is sickening, man. Oh, yeah, I was saying that earlier, E man. He said Carmelo lawyer was against him. He sure was. Yeah, the way I kept hearing about the throat goat, how good that head was, I thought about trying it. It's just so, nigga Omar, I went and watched the video again. He said she gummy bear my shango. yo, Omar Johnson, this is a fool, yo. He said she gummy bear my shango stick. Throat goat. Oh man. And then I didn't realize that it was that long ago. Shorty is obsessed with him. Now to think about it. Because I went on her page yesterday and I saw that she was like still having like different content, like this, like that you supposed to have a man. He said, he said, he said, we all know you hit her behind the scenes, man. Cut it out, man. No comment. Not me. Not me. Because basically what I was going to do was I was going to try to like do real research. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, if you want to be a real good content creator, you have to do sometimes in-depth research. So the claims that she's a throat goat and that she gummy bear shangos, I have to sometimes investigate that to see if that's true, to make sure that Dr. Umar wasn't lying and that she really gummy bear the shango. You know, just to understand for research purposes only, just to understand that she really is a throat goat. You know. You know, and it was crazy, right? I remember I did something like that a long time ago, right? When I had my bachelor pad, I had this apartment, right? And I was dealing with this one girl. She's a little freak bitch. So long story short, she had brought her little friend over, but I liked her friend better. She was supposed to be from my homie. So the one I was talking to, I said, yo, why don't you talk to my man? I wanted a friend. So she was like, yo, she's trying to get into the game. So I said, what you mean get into the game? She was like, oh, she want to basically hustle, like not hustle with drugs, but hustle with that, that thing. So I lied and said I could hook it up. I got clients, but I said I got to test it out. I never forget that shit. And that shit was good as hell too. But sometimes you got to test out the product. He said a good gummy bear is rare. Yeah, I wouldn't say rare because I've been lucky, but I guess I can understand what you're talking about. Yeah, 'cause when you get that real good one, it is, you do want to hold on to it, kind of make your toes curl real good, and it's a beautiful thing. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful, bro. He said he got a gummy from a toothless crackhead back in the early 2000s. He was gone in 60 seconds. Yo, I'm telling you. You want a good blow. You ain't never had your dick sucked. You had it done by a fucking dope by a crackhead. I'm telling you. That's some funny stuff. You gotta laugh, man. This situation, man, is sad. What happened with this Carmelo thing? I don't even want to talk about it no more. I'm gonna switch to other shit, man. I want to laugh now. But yeah, you ain't. No. You said she got you a new work crush. You gotta talk to her, Jay. Shit, let her know you feeling her. All she could say is yes or no. That's all she could say. Either she with it or she not. Yeah, that's all. Oh man, Nick, wow. He said 60 seconds. Yeah. That's that bomb. That's that type of brain to make you say the bomb. The bomb. I had one like that. She wasn't a crackhead, but I had one like that. It made me come real fast like that. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what the hell wrong with you? Torch you that. But yeah, throat goat. If you listening, I gotta do some research. We gotta make sure that that you live up to your name. Research purposes, I promise you, I won't enjoy it. I just want to see. He said, "Mouth felt like lava." Oh man, I'm telling you, I understand, bro. I understand. Yeah, you get them good baby drinkers. Oh, they hard to get rid of. That's why it was so hard for me to get rid of that the little Haitian broad I was dealing with. That motherfucker was a cum drinker, baby drinker. She used to have me going through it. She used to be laughing the way I used to be yelling and shit, man. Shit, when you shoot that baby cream in that mouth and it keep on going, that shit is, man, beautiful. Yeah, Jay, man, just talk to her, man. And I'll just tell her you feeling her. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you exactly what to say to her. Pull her to the side, say, "Excuse me, and I don't know if y'all on name basis or not. If y'all work at the same job, you should be, but let's just, whatever. Let's say her name, Keisha. Say, Keisha, can I talk to you for a minute? Just say, hey, look, I normally don't do this, but in the workplace, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I think you're very beautiful. I think you're attractive, and I would love to get to know you. And maybe we can hang out sometime." Bang. That's all you gotta say. And either she gonna say she with it or she not. And if she says she not, let's say she says she got a boyfriend, you just say, okay. Okay, no problem. Thanks for your time. Just keep it cool, keep it G. And then when a boyfriend mess up or she break up or whatever, she gonna start thinking. Or let's say she don't have a boyfriend, but she says she don't like the date at work. Don't press it. Just say, okay, no problem. If you ever change your mind, I'm here for you. Leave it at that. You say you look at her like with disgust. I don't know why. Man, I prefer that. Yeah, man, you gotta tell him, man. No Name said Umar is a hypocrite, talking about treating black women like queens and then calling her a throat goat. You make a valid point. You're right though. But yeah, he oh man. Yeah, Umar, he tickles me, man. It will make me laugh. Hey, that's all you gotta do, Jay. Just tell her you feeling her. Closed mouth don't get fed, man. She can't read your mind. And not to mention, women want you to approach them anyway. You just gotta let her know you know what I mean? Shit. I've done that in the past before. Like was shy to say something to a woman I work with, and then once I opened my mouth, it worked out. Shit. I had a throat goat named Lisa I met a long time ago that I never thought I can get. I got her and she was out of sight. She was a crazy throat goat. Yeah, well, I know what you mean, Nick, but because I told you I had one like that back in the day when I had my bachelor pad, and she would do stuff like when we get done fornicating, she would take the condom off and drink the nut, and I thought that was disgusting. Like, I was like, why you do that? Like, So I know what you mean, but if she want to eat them babies up while she doing it, why not? You might as well let her go ahead and have them abortion in her mouth. Might as well go ahead and just do it, man. Yeah, she said she ain't got no family. That's why I said, bro, man, make your move, man. Stop being scared. Just tell her, Jay. Just tell her you feeling her. I'm telling you, tell her exactly what I just said. She's gonna be flattered by that. And if it don't work out, then hey, it wasn't meant to be. It wasn't for you. Yeah, you just gotta let her know, like, yo, like, tell her, like, or she might say, "What took you so long to say something to me?" Like, your beauty had me nervous. Like, you gotta. When women love compliments and they love to be flattered. That's all you gotta do. Oh man, I feel like playing Honky Hippo. You ever play that game called Honky Hippo? Uh, Somebody sent me KB. What's the deal? What's going on, my G? I always get you mixed up. You're a man, right? I just gotta make sure because it's somebody else that similar to your name. I'll be getting mixed up when it be a woman, and she was like, "Why you?" I just want to make sure. I don't be calling you my G, and then you're a damn woman. Oh man. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you heard the news by now, KB, with Karmelo Anthony getting found guilty of murder. Yeah, they found him guilty. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. Yeah, they got him. They got him, and they're gonna make a. Yeah, I figured he was a woman. Okay, I had to make sure because I said, hold up. Most men don't say hello unless they're saying it to another woman. So I should have known by that by the way you typed that he was a woman. My bad. Yeah. Um. Yeah. They found him guilty, and they're gonna the jury get to decide his the time they're gonna give him. They say they're gonna probably do it today, all on the same day. So, um, yeah, man, I'm just sick of them getting over. I wish I had special powers. I would get rid of all the racist white people, man. I sure would. Oh, let me talk my shit about the New York Knicks for a minute. Oh yeah, didn't I tell y'all they was gonna lose last night? I told y'all. I'm so happy. Listen, I'm so sick of seeing Patrick Ewing, ugly ass, all the motherfuckers hugging, and Spike Lee and Tracy Morgan, walking like he gotta take a shit. They all be all hugging each other, acting like y'all won something. I'm gonna tell y'all what's gonna happen. Tomorrow, San Antonio Spurs are gonna win again. This shit going 7 games, and the Spurs gonna win in 7. If they would have won last night, the Knicks would have swept them. But I got that feeling. I said, no, they're gonna go in Madison Square Garden with all them celebrities. They had every celebrity you could think of that was there. DJ Khaled, Jay-Z, Remy Ma, everybody, Fat Joe. They had everybody there. Chris Rock, Donald Trump, everybody. And they lost. Oh, and then New York was out in the street fighting people. No, y'all was so peaceful. What happened now? Word is born, Dunnies. What up, son? What happened? What happened, son? Man. Oh man, I was loving that shit. And I won a couple dollars. And I won some money. I should have bet more, but that's all right. Now you talking about Trump shot down some other helicopter. Man, I might give a fuck about, man. Let me turn this. I don't care about that. What else is on, man? Damn. I ain't gonna lie. What I'm about to say out loud, I think some of y'all thinking too. Don't y'all low key want to see a riot? And I'm not saying riots are right, but I low key kind of want to watch it on CNN or watch it on YouTube or something. I just feel frustrated that something needs to happen. Or am I the only one feeling like that? You say you believe in make more money? Oh yeah, of course it make more money. They said that game by itself, that one game at Madison Square Garden made over $100 million. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. KB said not really. I don't know. I don't want to see them tear up their own neighborhood. Teron, what's the deal, bro? I don't want to see it tear up their own neighborhood. No, it's my day neighborhood. I don't know. I'm just frustrated, man. Like and I know that that's not the answer. I'm probably just talking shit, but it's just I'm just tired. I'm just tired of this racism shit. I'm tired of it. And I'm not gonna lie, because I'm an honest guy. The next white person, when something happened to them, I'm gonna enjoy it. Just like y'all enjoying this shit, what's happening to him and him going to jail, I'm gonna enjoy this shit. That Chud the Builder, I hope he get a whole bunch of years. All these motherfuckers. I'm gonna keep that same energy y'all giving us, because black people, we be turning the other cheek and trying to do that. That Martin Luther King shit don't work. It don't work. It don't. He said riot with the Knicks fans. No, I'm talking about a riot with the goddamn what happened with this Karmelo Anthony shit. And it didn't accomplish nothing, KV. I'm just talking shit, but it just, I'm just frustrated. That's all. I'll tell you one thing: it will be a riot in New York if they don't win. If they don't win the title, they gonna be hot. No rats gonna be mad as shit. Even the rats was dancing. Y'all thought y'all had it though. The thing about it was like y'all was just being a little too cocky and celebrating like y'all won the championship already. You still, it's whoever get the 4 games first. Y'all still up. Y'all got 2 games. Let's see what happens. But remember, I told y'all this. I can see this shit being Game 7 in San Antonio. And Thursday and Friday gonna feel like 100. They said, God damn. You said if Chug get a light sentence or free, there will be a problem. Yeah, I feel you. Samuels, what's the deal? My nigga Samuels. That's Jay goddamn Samuels. Well, see, they're always gonna have racial bias, so it doesn't matter at this point. No matter how good you do as a black man, white people still gonna see you as beneath them. They're always gonna see you as a nigga. That's just what it is. The racist white ones, and not to mention, I don't live my life to appease anybody. I don't. I don't live my life trying to appease white people or anybody, nobody. But my thing is, they have their bias regardless. They have their bias regardless. You could be a good, outstanding black man, black woman, citizen, pay your taxes, do everything that same thing they do, and they'd be surprised by it. They'd be surprised by it. It's always something. And it's the same thing with and then we gotta fight against our own kind because our own be tripping against each other. Sewer honey. What the fuck? They on here tripping. Let me turn this. The news ain't got nothing to talk about. The hell they talking about some sewer honey? The hell I ain't watch that shit. Man charged with threatening church community. What the hell this happened in Delaware County? Nah. Turn that. That's what I'm saying, Tizzy. They skipped straight to a murder charge. No manslaughter. And then they deliberated in less than 2 hours. Like the fix was in. I'm telling you, black people are paying for OJ. That shit happened with OJ. White people still mad about that. I remember I wore a shirt out in public. I still got it upstairs, a t-shirt. It says the juice is loose and they got a picture of the Bronco. You should have saw the looks them white folks was giving me. I said, yeah, you can look all you want. As long as you don't touch. And then how the fuck they got Pride Month in the same joint as Juneteenth? Like, let me shut up, man, because I'm about to start going off. I'm sick of you goddamn fruit cups too. Oh yeah, they ain't want the public to see that trial because they knew it was going to be a real problem. Real yeah. Rest in peace to Paul Moody. He said Paul Moody said it best. Racism ain't going nowhere. It's in their blood. It's the truth, though. It's the truth, and it's a shame because they are taught. They are taught as a child. And that World Cup coming to my city. FIFA World Cup bullshit. Matter of fact, it start this weekend. The city gonna be crazy with a whole bunch of man. They already can't drive with all the foreigners here. Now they're gonna have more foreigners here. Oh my god! I ain't going nowhere near South Philly. Yeah, a month for what you do in the bed is real crazy. But I ain't gonna lie, I love them videos when them punks be getting punched in their face, when they be in the parades, they be getting into it with people. I be loving that. Like the FIFA World Cup don't do shit for black people, so I don't give a fuck about it. Fuck the FIFA World Cup. That shit don't help no black communities. It don't help no. It's they be like, oh, it's bringing a lot of money to Philadelphia. How? Yeah, it's bringing money for who though? It's not helping us. Plus, I don't watch soccer anyway. I don't watch that bullshit. Walk around kicking a ball like you don't get the hell out of here with that. Oh, yeah, I never got into soccer. Never, ever. You couldn't pay me to watch that shit. I'd rather watch fucking baseball. Baseball boring to me too. I only watch baseball in the playoffs. That's the only time it get kind of good to me. But back when Barry Bonds was playing, Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire, and he was hitting all them home runs, that was a fun time in baseball. Give me boxing, basketball, and football. That's all I need. And every now and then I'll watch a little tennis. You know, if Coco playing or something, I'll watch it. Oh man. My man Yager sent me a 25 sticker, I guess on one of my other pages. Shout out to you, bro. Appreciate that. You said how many of us really deal with racism on a daily basis? To say I deal with it on a daily basis, I'll be lying if I said that. So I don't deal with it on a regular, like every day. You know what I mean? It depends on what I'm doing and where I'm at. But just because I don't deal with it on a regular, like the average person, don't mean it's not prevalent. Because you got to remember, I live in a city where it's more, it's mixed. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of black people here, a lot of Spanish here, a lot of foreigners here, a lot of white. You know what I mean? So I never lived in. Hold on. Overturned tractor trailer on Martin Luther King Drive. Damn, them tractor trailers be driving reckless in Philly. But if I lived in when you live in certain small towns, or if you live in certain southern places, people experience it all the time. So where I'm at, I don't really, see it as much. Here and there, like I said, I got a couple of people on my block that I can tell don't like me because I'm black, but I don't, fuck them. You saw they still picking trash up in Philly? What you mean? You said all the boring make the most money. Yeah, you're right. So but it just depends on where you at though. Because if you go in the deep suburbs where houses cost $1 million plus, you'll start to see the stares and the looks, and because like I said, I be everywhere. So I like going to nice places. So I don't care now if the service or if the people that work there act funny, I ain't spending my money. But I don't care about the people around me. But sometimes you get them little looks or little you already know. You feel the vibe. And I'm learning to block it out. I don't let it bother me too much. But I know people that go through it a lot. They live in certain towns or I got an associate of mine. She told me she moved in this little development and she's the only black person in there. And she said they always fucking with her. Always sending, like reporting her, just doing a bunch of shit, just doing too much because they don't want her there. And I'm like, who the fuck are you to say where she should, where she can live at? She can pay the mortgage like you can pay it. So I don't know. But like I said, it just depends. Like, I've ran across some good white folks. I have. Now are they racist on the low? I don't know. But how they treated me was good, so that's all I can go off of. That's all I can go off of. I mean, I experienced some good Southern hospitality, and North Carolina, Virginia, South Carolina, but then you see what's happening in South Carolina now. So it's kind of like it just depends. Depends on where you at. Oh yeah, San Francisco high, bro. You said you heard they charging $4,000 a month for one bedroom. Oh yeah, San Francisco is high. The highest shit out there. Somebody got shot in West Philly. That ain't nothing new.
A stepmother is now the second person facing charges in connection with the death of her 10.
Yeah, you're right. You don't know what's in a person's heart, and that's all I can go off is the surface. If you treat me well, that's all I can go off of. You know what I mean? Like I told you, my neighbor Miss Thompson, she 80-something years old, and since we known her, I never got a racist vibe from her. Never. And trust me, I was very skeptical when because of her age, when I first met her, and I was like, oh, she's older, and I don't know, but this woman, she'll send shit for my daughter for her birthday, bake cookies. She be doing a lot. Like, she looks out. Like, I mean, she's a genuine person. And that's why I help her out. Like, you know what I mean? I take her trash down for her. I do a little shit for her. And she said to me the other day, she said, Lamont, next time you on the grill, I want some of those ribs. Because not be out there smoking and cooking. I said, oh yeah, I said, Miss T, I got you. I didn't know you like ribs. But so she showed love. So I don't honestly think she racist. I really don't. Like, she showed a lot of love, and I got a lot of respect for her because she showed me who type person she was. Now, if she's a great actress. I'll tell you that. But they show it ain't hard to figure it out if a person is real or not. Like I got these neighbors across the street. I could tell they're a little racist, like, because they jealous too, because they renters. They don't own a house, they rent, and they be on some other shit. Like you could tell, like they'll try to turn their head so you don't have to speak to them, and they do little funky little shit. And I'm not the only one that noticed it. And when other white people notice it, it's a problem. But I don't pay them no mind. Hey, you want to act like that? That's on you. Oh well. Yeah, real talk. Like Nas said, it ain't hard to tell. Yeah, what time? I was 81 out there now. Yeah, I know it still feel pretty warm. They ain't get a sentence yet, y'all, because I ain't on my computer now. I'm back in the living room chilling. They gonna have it on CNN tonight. You said they slipping, not hitting the like button. Yeah, that's crazy. You said fix your furnace for free. Yeah, like I said, you'll run across some good white folks. I mean, I ran across some. I remember a time I was down North Carolina, and the vehicle we had rented, I got stuck in a ditch where my daughter used to live at before she moved. And this white dude was just riding down the road with a pickup truck, and he pulled over and helped us get out of the ditch. And I kept trying to pay him, and he was like, no, you ain't gotta give me no money. So you run across some good people sometimes, just good people. That's why I always say, I don't say it's all white people. I say 80% because it is 80%. But the 20 is some 20% spread all over the world. That's good people. So shout out to them. But to them racist motherfuckers, you know what you can do. Like the other day when we were talking about sitcoms, and I was saying how Married with Children is in my top 5 of all time. I don't care that it's white people. The shit's funny. I don't see color. It's funny. You know what I'm saying? And it's I wish we can get to that point where you judge a person off of their behavior, off of their character. And what happened to Karmelo, I guarantee you, the motherfuckers were racist. They wanted to convict him because he was a black boy. I want to get to the point where, okay, if a person get convicted because they got a messed up character, then that's different. Fine. Because I'm not one of those people that because you black, I'm just going to have your back. No. If you wrong, you wrong. Like when people be like, oh man, free R. Kelly, you know, he a black brother. No, R. Kelly's a pedophile. He's sick. He never got the help he needed. I'm not gonna side with him just because he's black. He a pedo. Great singer, great performer, but he a pedo. Just like Elvis Presley was a pedo, and they look up to him. He was a pedo. You said it might end up giving him like 35 years. Yeah. He said this country is ran by pedos. Yeah, I agree. Young man paid the ultimate price for his freedom. Yeah, pride. Yes. So who did y'all prefer, Malcolm X or Martin Luther King? Just from what y'all heard, because you know, unless you older, you wasn't around when them people, you know, when they was out there preaching and doing their thing. Like, yeah, I know. I was saying that earlier when they said 5 to 99 years, and I'm like, ain't no way in the world they giving him 5. I'll be real shocked. You said King came around late in his journey. Oh, okay. They said Martin Luther King was knocking them white bras down. They said he was a Rolling Stone. Because you gotta realize too, King was young. Like a lot of our leaders back in the day, they were young. They just look older.
Yes, relationships are so important. I think sometimes that can get misconstrued that everyone has to be best friends, and that's just not the case. And what also has to be understood is that everybody has a common goal that they need each other to accomplish.
I think so, Jay Solo. Yeah, I think so, and that's why I can see why you said what you said about Martin Luther King. I think so, because we had Black Wall Street. We had like black back in the day. They had you know how like the Asians have shit now and the Puerto Ricans. We had it like that back then. Our own stores, our supermarkets, our banks. We had a lot back in the day. It's amazing that we went backwards from back then. It's weird how that happened. You said, do I think Michael Jackson a pedophile? No. No, I don't think Michael Jackson was a pedophile. That was a cash grab. They did. They set Michael up for money. Michael was a big kid that never had a childhood, but he wasn't no pedo. Yeah, he definitely wasn't no pedo. That's a sickness though. Like to want to touch kids, that's a sickness. And R. Kelly he has a sickness that he never got treatment for. And sometimes, to be honest with you, I don't think that you can get treatment for that. You know, like because I don't know. I just don't think so. Well, you know, even back in slavery time, back in the day, you know, Africans enslaved their own people and did things to fuck up their people with the whites, and then they turned on them. I mean, it's a lot of history that our people and black people went through. But when I talk to older people and they tell me how they used to have things back in the day, I was like, wow, I didn't believe it. And it's like the later we get, as the years are going on and on and on, we owning less. And we have a lot of entertainers. We have a lot of people that are black that are wealthy and have money, but they're not using it to make a black infrastructure or to have it where we have neighborhoods that are really black owned. But everybody else has that. You know, that everybody else, they, you know, certain parts of Philly, you got blocks and blocks and blocks of nothing but Spanish businesses, anywhere from tire shops, mechanic shops, stores, corner stores, clothing, like anything you could think of, they have it. They have it for their people. The Pumpkinheads have the same thing. They got all types of markets, Asian markets everywhere. I mean, hell, they got their own Chinatown, but they got Asian markets. They ain't got to shop in a regular market with you. Think about it. If you go in a supermarket, you barely see Asian people because they got their own markets to go to. One to the blue, you might see one or two, but most of them, they go to their own. Announcing the agency's first female SWAT officer, Detective Kayla Dodd. Real talk, Pride. Real talk. Yeah, I be watching the videos when they be setting up the pedos and they be beating them up. In Philadelphia, summertime pop-up plaza. Yeah. Well, white folks done that. White folks allowed them to have Chinatown because we can't go no other foreign country and have a black town or have a bunch of black businesses. We couldn't go over to Asia, Japan, anywhere over any shit. We couldn't go to Puerto Rico and do it. We couldn't go no other, you know, even though Puerto Rico's a part of the United States, but whatever. We couldn't go nowhere else to do that. That where, you know what I'm saying, where it's a certain amount of people, like Spanish people only or whatever. We couldn't go over there and do that. They allowed them to come over here and set up shop. And then when you want to do that as a black person, they put you through the ringer. And you can't tell celebrities what to do with their money. But when you see these guys that be really wealthy and they have a chance to really do something like how the Asians do, and they don't even do it because it's still an investment. You're making the money, but they're spending on jewelry or the same Rolls Royce, you know, this stupid shit. Like, first, 45 years. At Giant, we believe saving on your groceries should be simple. With our simply low prices and bonus boxes. The system don't allow you to get it. It's real talk speak. They don't allow you to get it. And think about when I bought my store, when I bought that restaurant, right? I didn't get no loans for that shit. That wasn't loans. I didn't go to the bank. I used my own money and still got fucked over by my own people. And I couldn't blame that on black people. On white people. That was on my own kind. I was just like, wow. It's all about pay to play. They corrupt system. They corrupt in Philadelphia. I don't know how it is in your city, but in my city, and they are very corrupt and money hungry. And God is working on me because if I don't never want to see that guy that did me dirty with that zoning, I hope I pray I'll never see him because I'm gonna snap on him. Even though it happened a while ago, it's the principle of it because, you know, how he did it was just like, wow. I couldn't believe you did it like that. Flashlight. Yeah. What's your button? Oh, okay, that smells good. What's that? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. The Valentino. Oh shit. Yeah, that ain't bad. Yeah, put the extra sour cream on my taco for when you make the tacos. I like the extra sour cream. Oh yeah, I ain't been telling you about that, Jay. I've been talked about that 1,000 times, bro. To make a long story short, I was waiting for the zoning because I had to get a zoning variance, and when I had the zoning hearing, the guy that so basically when you get a property in a neighborhood, each neighborhood has like a council member, like a person that runs that neighborhood. So the council member that was a part of that neighborhood, he or she has a person that works right under them that does the zoning. And you hook up with them and you hook up with these people called RCAs. It's called like Registered Community Association. And you got to send out letters to the community saying, hey, I'm about to open up such and such. How do you feel? And they come to the meetings and stuff. And people in the neighborhood didn't have a problem. So long story short, if the council people vote, if you don't get their thumbs up, when you go to the zoning hearing, they're going to decline you. So the boy was making it seem like he was going to vote yes, and I did all my due diligence and things like that. We get to the zoning hearing, this pussy talking about, he's not even from the neighborhood, and this just a business opportunity. And I'm like, yo, no shit, Sherlock. I'm trying to make money. Well, I got to be from the neighborhood to open up a restaurant in a different neighborhood. Really? I live in I'm in Philly, but the Chinks do it all the time. The Dominicans, the Puerto Ricans. So then he was like, "Oh, it's going to cost." So he just started coming up with all these different ways of why he didn't want me to do it. So now I gotta give white people some credit because two of the white boys that was on there was like, "I vote for yes because it's a commercial building, like what the fuck." But you got to get a certain amount of votes. So when the council people, vote you down, you basically fuck. So when I talked to a lawyer after the fact, because I should have got a lawyer in the beginning, but I didn't. Or whatever.
Said that you were supposed to put this with the meat together for like 3.5 hours in the oven. So I don't know if I just boil this stew. Is it gonna taste good?
No, don't worry about it because we got the other one. Yeah. Other one I got the Berea stuff in it. Okay. Yeah, okay. We just use that for the shells or whatever, or the hard shells. Yeah. So basically, what happened? So the lawyer was like, because the reason why I didn't get a lawyer from the rip because I had already had all the paperwork properly. I didn't need a lawyer to do something that I knew how to do already. Plus, my cousin helped me with it too. So the lawyer boy, it's white boy, he told me, he kept it real with me. He said, look, it's politics. He said it's politics in here in the city. He said if you hired me, he said you would have got it. He was like, I don't know why the guy didn't like you. He said it seemed personal, but he was like, that's what it was. He said I looked over your paperwork. He said you did everything. He said the building was of such and such. So that's what happened. So I had to sell the building. And he was a black guy named Charles Richardson. Never forget his bitch ass. If I ever see, let me shut up. But yeah, and Sydney Bass, she was his boss. But they all corrupt in Philly. They real corrupt. I cursed their asses out too. I called Sydney Bass. I cursed her out. I cursed him out. He called the sheriff on me. Because me and the sheriff, cool. I know the Sheriff Bilal and shit. She be on the TV and all that. I know her personally. And she called me like, what you do? I said, I ain't do nothing. I cursed his ass out. That was it. I ain't threatening him, none of that. And then people on YouTube was calling, cursing them out. Because back then I had put this stuff out. I put the information out there. So people was calling, cursing them out. But It was wild. Yeah, but yeah, he was a pussy though. I told him, I said, you a pussy. I said, why would you do that to a black man, a young black man trying to do something positive? Talking about somebody ain't from the neighborhood. So I gotta be from West Oak Lane to open up a restaurant? Really? But that's called what? Crabs in the barrel mentality. And you know what? I realized that it wasn't for me. See, you know, when you have time to reflect and you think about things, you understand that certain things in life ain't for you. It wasn't meant for me to do it there. And once I realized that, it was okay. But it took me a while to get to that point because, you know, you put out money and all this other shit for nothing. You pay contractors to do shit for nothing, knowing when you sell it, you're never going to get back exactly what you put out. Not right away, anyway. So, you know, it worked out. I mean, you know, I was able to sell the building. I got some of my money back, and, you know, it is what it is. But now, you know, I learned that don't buy no building unless it's automatically is already zoned. And I didn't think it would have been a problem because when I did my research on the building, it was zoned for food back in the 90s. When I bought it, it was a daycare. So from my way of thinking, I'm like, oh, okay. All I gotta do is switch the zone, get the zoning variance, and get it switched back. But see, what they did too is politics. It's like, okay, I'm gonna pay a lawyer $5,000 just to do paperwork that I could do myself. But they look at that like, oh, he hired a white lawyer, so we're going to give him the variance. That's basically what the guy told me in so many words. And I was like, wow. So and that's when I realized that how corrupt the city is. And the people that still like the head guy of the zoning and all that, the guy Keada Johnson and all that motherfucker was taking bribes and wanted. Well, he had got locked up for it, but then he beat the case. But they all crooked in Philadelphia, all of them. They all about that money. Oh no, it worked out because, like I said, last year the police ran a stop sign and hit me. They ran a stop sign, hit me with me and my pop in the car, and we currently suing them now. So the money I lost on the restaurant, I'm gonna get that shit right back and some, because it's all the city. Yeah, these young cops ran a stop sign, totaled my G90. That's why I got rid of the G90 and shit. They totaled that bitch. So that's why I was like, things happen for a reason, because I was like, I kept saying to myself, damn, how the fuck I'm gonna get the city back for how dirty how they did me? And then months, because I sold that building. When I sell that building, February. Yeah, like February, I think February of last year. I gotta look at the paperwork. I forgot shit. I think February of last year, and then the cops hit me April of last year. It's been over a year and some change. So you figure February, March, April, yeah. So 2 months after I sold the building, cops hit me. And that's when I was like, look at God. Yeah, I hurt my neck, fucked my shit up a little bit, my pop, whatever. You know, we did our little therapy and injections, and, you know, I got shit on my MRI and all that. But I'm able to walk. I'm alive. You know what I mean? So it's a beautiful thing. And to be honest with y'all, the only reason why I think the cops admitted that they ran the stop sign on the police report, because the second set of cops that came up, I knew one of them personally because me and him used to work with each other at the prison. And he saw that me and him knew each other, so he said, damn, we can't lie. Because they would have fucking lied and probably tried to, well, the way they hit me, they T-boned me. So that would have, but still, you know, the cops be lying. They would have lied and said, oh, he, we did, you know, they have made an excuse. Oh, yeah, so I, you know, listen, man, I ain't, that's why I said God is good, because, all right, I took a little loss with the restaurant. You know, I got about 75% of my money back, 25% I lost. But guess what? When I get done with these cops, with the city, rather, I'm gonna get that back and some. So, man, he said I'll be lucky with them lawsuits. I do. To be honest with you, I do. I want to look at. Listen, I love that car. Anybody that know me that been watching my YouTube channel, I love that Genesis G90. That was my baby. You know what I mean? They totaled my shit. I was hot. Like, what the fuck? Not my baby. I might get another one. I'm thinking about it. I don't know. I might. Matter of fact, you know what I'm gonna do? When I settle out with the cops, I'm gonna go buy me a brand new G90. That's what the fuck I'm gonna do. I'm gonna treat myself. Yeah, I'm gonna trade the Lexus in, and it's pay the difference. Pay the difference. I'm keeping my truck though. I ain't getting rid of my Tahoe. I love my Tahoe. Fucking gas guzzler, but I like that motherfucker. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get a new G90 on the city. Yeah, but that motherfucker, yo, I couldn't believe it. He was like, when we was on the zoning hearing, he was on it stuttering, like, because he was, because what happens when you do a zoning hearing, right? You gotta show your exhibit. So I showed all the paperwork. They already have a copy of the paperwork, so I showed the paperwork. And then he asked me, did I send all the letters out? And I showed it that, and I had signatures. And he was like, oh, well, he didn't. He kept trying to like. Everything I was doing positive, he was throwing a monkey wrench into it. And I was like, yo, why is this dude doing this? And then he thought that they was about to grant it, and he was getting scared. Oh, we oppose him. And I'm like, really? So, and I can see the neighborhood, because, oh yeah, something I forgot to tell you. If you go into a neighborhood and you do a zoning thing, like, you have to inform the neighbors, right? So if the neighbors vote against it, then they won't let you open it up. Because, prime example, up in Philly, the old Bud building on Honey Park Avenue, they was trying to make that into a casino years ago. And the people in the neighborhood voted no. They some stupid motherfuckers, because them abandoned buildings been sitting for years. If they'd have put a casino there, that would have created more jobs, money, and would have made your property value go up. But them dumb ghetto motherfuckers didn't even think to say, you know, I know that now. I was supposed to slide them a little paper bag. I know, but I should. Why should I have to give you some money to do your job? And it's funny you said that. I said that shit when I cursed the council lady out too. I said, little bitch, if I'd have gave you a little envelope with $5,000 in it, your ass would have voted yes. But why I gotta pay to play for you to do your job? But that's what it was about. You know, because he looked at it, because he was hating on me too. Like, who the fuck he think he is? He ain't from this neighborhood. He trying to open up a restaurant. Plus, he saw I paid cash for the building. He like, where the fuck he get this money from? Who he think he is? I'm gonna stop his ass. Yeah, you temporarily stopped me, but it still ain't hurting nothing. Oh, they very crooked. They're very crooked, and I saw that. But I mean, what are you going to do? It definitely was personal. It definitely was personal. I don't know. I never seen this dude a day in my life. He's definitely older than me. I don't know how old he is, but he like probably in his like late 50s. Um, I don't know. It was definitely personal though. Because everything he would do, right? Every time he would ask me to do something, like he would make it hard for me. Like he'd be like, "Oh, I want you to send out the letters to the people in the neighborhood." So I said, "Okay, no problem." And then he'll send me a list, and it'd be like 150 people. I said, "You want me to send 150 certified?" I said, "Why gotta be certified?" I said, "You know how much that costs? I gotta pay for that shit." Oh, and I wanted to be color copy. Like he was just fucking with me and shit. I'm like, color copy? Like, no. So I paid the shit, right? Shit cost me like $800-900. So I'm like, I'm spending all this money, and then the motherfucker turned around and said, "Oh, I put the letters in their doors too." So I said, "Why you have me spend all the money if you was gonna do that anyway?" "Oh, I want to make sure they come because they don't like coming to these events." I said, "Well, if they don't come, don't I?" I said, "That's not on me, right?" He said, "Yeah, that's true because you did send it out, but." He was trying to get the people to come to the meeting so they could vote it down. But when they didn't come and vote it down, he felt some type of way. So he was like, "Oh, okay, I got to find another way to get him." So he came up with it's going to cause parking problems. I'm not from the neighborhood. And I'm like, hold up, dog. This has been a commercial building on the corner of Limekiln Pike for decades. So how is it causing parking problems when it was a fucking daycare for years? It was a food place. As a matter of fact, the shit was a gas station back in the day, in the 70s. So that building been there forever. And I'm like, really? Yeah, he was black, Jay. He was black. He was black. I couldn't believe it, man. I was just like, wow. So, but you know, things work out, you know. So what I'm gonna do is, because I'm a petty motherfucker, when I settle with the cops, I'm gonna make sure I contact them and send him a copy of the check I get. I'm gonna say, look, pussy, you ain't stopping nothing. All right, yeah, I'm gonna be petty like that. I'm gonna email him a copy of the John when I, you know. If I was Asian or, oh yeah. If I, That's why what you have to do, if you have to, and it's fucked up that you got to do this, but you got to do businesses. You got to be like a solid partner with your own business. Like it's a different race of people. Like it's a white person doing it. You have to do it like that because when they know you black, they make it harder for you. Why you think them health inspectors they don't go to them Chinese stores and be inspecting them and shit like that. They don't do none of that shit. My cousin had an ice cream parlor. They was coming to his shit twice a year. Fucking with him. His shit always passed, was clean and everything. Them dirty ass Chinese stores, they never come inspect them places. And it's crazy that it's like that, but it's the world we live in, people. You say you never liked Chinese food, you prefer Mexican. Yeah, Mexican food is pretty good. I more or less like burrito tacos, empanadas, shit like that. You know what I mean? Like I don't go too deep with it. I don't like guacamole. I don't like none of that shit. But give me a nice good taco, I'll be cool. Because you know, Mexican women get pregnant fast. Like, you know, you show a Mexican girl your dick, she pregnant. You ain't got to stick it in. You just show her that motherfucker pregnant. They pop out babies like it ain't nothing. It's like, what the hell going on here? Oh, I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant. You pregnant, bitch? I just showed you my dick. Oh no, I know. Oh, bitch, you pregnant by me. You ain't pregnant by me, goddamn it. And don't you hate when people like want you to do something for them and then they try to rush you? That's the worst. So shit in mind, right? She gonna hit me up talking about. She texts me like 5 something in the morning, and she's like, "Oh, when you get up, give me a call. I ask you a favor." So I call her. She's like, "Yeah, can you deposit this check for me and this cash app with the money, and then you can have $20 of it, whatever, right?" Because she wanted me to pick, do it in person, and I had to drive down North Philly to do it. So I guess she said for the gas. So I said, "All right, well, I got some things to do today." I said, "I got you when I'm done." So I'm taking care of my business earlier. Motherfucker kept texting me to myself, "Oh, I'm just checking in to see." Now I'm not going to do it. You don't fucking try to rush me. Like, bitch, old as you is, why you don't have a bank account? Because I did it for her before. Like, you know what I mean? She signed the back of the check. I screenshot it, go right to my account. You can load it up. Some of your banks you can load up from the, what you call it. And, you got the money in there, it clears right away. Only time it's not going to clear right away if it's like anything over like 5,000 or something like that. They like to hold it, I'm like, now I ain't doing shit for you because you ain't going to try to rush me. And I'm doing you a favor. But people do shit like that. I'm like the gall. Like, I put her ass on call block because she pissed me off. Like, how you going to keep hitting me up? I'm just trying to. Nah. Nope. Just one here real quick. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Yeah, I'm back. Wow. They still ain't do the verdict yet. I keep checking CNN, but they ain't got nothing on there about it. Jay say even some family members don't want you to have shit. Yeah, that's true sometimes, man. It just depends on the family member, but yeah, some family could hate on you. And that's why it's not good to always tell the left what the right doing, because some people wish on your downfall, and it's a shame that it's like that. Jealousy is definitely you said 10 would be fair enough. No, I don't think 10, because I don't think he even wanted to murder the guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why, like, I don't think he should have did no jail time, in my personal opinion. But if I had to give him something, it would be the 5. But if I was on that jury, shit, it would have been a hung jury, because I'd have been like, no, I'm not right. I'm not saying guilty. Y'all can try to say what you want to say. Oh, you got $3,000 left on your car note? Oh shit. That's what's up, bro. That's a good thing. You're almost there. Almost to the top. You're almost to the top. Oh, yeah, they're talking that politics. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. Oh, you say he did the same thing and got 10? Yeah, that, I don't know, bro. It's different rules. Plus, remember too, if you can remember from the OJ thing, the black jurors afterwards, they said this was payback for Rodney King. They should never said that. So that made a lot of white people feel some type of way, really feel some type of way. The one older black lady, I remember she said that. So ever since then, they've been destined to stick it to black folks. If you ever watched that Made in America, what was it called, that series of the OJ thing, I remember she said that, and I remember the reporter asked her, "You think that's right?" She said, "Oh well." And don't get me wrong, I understand, but I still don't honestly think OJ did it. I really don't. But yeah, if you remember that time, boy, white folks was hot. Oh man, I remember that day. They didn't like that shit. Like what? But the reason why OJ also got off too wasn't just about the glove didn't fit. He got off because it was a black jury. Had black people on the jury. If it was white people on that jury, see, Johnny Cochran knew what he was doing. Shout out to Cochran. Rest in peace to him. He knew. We can't have no white folks up here. You know what I mean? Whether he guilty, he gonna automatically be guilty. I don't think OJ did it. I really don't. Like I said, he was a coon. He definitely was a raccoon. You can't be turn your back against your people, and then as soon as they thought you did something against their people, they turned their back on them. I might watch that again. That was classic. I just like the episode when they read the verdict and how people were so mad. Oh yeah, I need to watch it. Being as though Karmelo Anthony just got fucked over, I need to watch some old OJ shit. I might get a shirt made. Long live the juice. Yeah. Long live the juice. My neighbor's gonna be mad. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna come outside that shit on. Yeah, and Mark Furman was tampering with evidence because he was trying to frame OJ and man, y'all think I'm playing? Let me find this shit right now. The OJ story, ESPN. I'll watch that shit right now. I think it was episode 3 or 4. Let me see. I'm gonna find it. What y'all eating for dinner tonight, man? What's on the What's on the menu for din? KB, what you cooking tonight? What you cooking? What was it called? What they called? Made in America? I'm saying Made in America, OJ. Yeah. Yeah, here it go. Episodes. What's episode I want to start from? Was it episode 3 or 4? Let me see. When OJ is arrested. No, I think it was 4. Yeah. I'm gonna watch this shit. Make me feel better. Oh man. I feel so relaxed right now, y'all. I'm laying in the bed real quick for a minute. Ain't nothing like a good Tempur-Pedic bed, man. I swear by these beds. And I'm pretty sure they got other beds that's comfortable too, but if you ever had your Tempur-Pedic, you know what I'm talking about. These beds are comfortable, man. They're worth every goddamn penny. Worth every penny. Somebody was telling me about them. I think it was Posturepedic or one of them beds that like go up and down. They said they pretty comfortable. I'm gonna look into them too for my next bed purchase, but this bed hasn't done me wrong. You lay in this joint sink you right in and just right. Man. Plus, you know what too? I'm watching it now when they Mark Furman talking. They was mad that OJ had a white woman. Boy, white men don't like that shit. They don't like when you banging a women. And you know, they looked at Nicole as a sex symbol, which I never saw the appeal. I ain't never think she was cute at all, but that's just my opinion. But they saw her as a sex symbol. Yeah, I'm ready for football season too, bro. I can't wait. My favorite sport to watch. Yeah, it destroys their ego. Yeah, they don't like that shit. They don't like that. Oh, you messing with that monkey? Them gorillas. So they don't care if you get a fat white girl because they don't want them anyway. So if you get a fat white girl, they be like, you can have them. But if you get a bad white bitch, they don't like that. He said, "What's my thoughts on the AJ Brown trade?" I'm happy he's gone. He was a great talent, but he didn't want to be here. He was sabotaging the team. Fuck him. I think the Eagles are going to do well. I really do. I think with the new additions we got, plus Smitty, everybody else, Hurts got something to prove. Is he tired of being disrespected? I think we'll be fine. So I'm okay with it. I'm really okay with it. I'm gonna be really okay tomorrow if the Knicks lose again. Oh my God! Oh, you just don't know how the joy is gonna bring me. And then the price they pay for them tickets is stupid. To sit on the floor in a playoff game be $100,000. The nosebleed Jones be $16,000. That's wasted money. And Spike Lee paid for his joints. He been going for all them decades. You would think they would give him free Jones because some of them other guys that be down there they get them free. Like certain celebrities that pop, show up. Spike said he want to pay for his. Like, you want to waste money for a fucking team. I don't even give a fuck if they was winning like that. Like, that just wasted money. $16,000 for nosebleeds. You all the way up top. Guy use binoculars and you paying $16,000. I smell that food. I smell that food upstairs. I smell it already upstairs. Oh shit. I love when they read the verdict. Johnny Cochran was like, yes. I love that shit. Oh, the Buffalo's tickets starting off at $1,500. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, they are getting outrageous with their prices at these football games too. Especially if you playing against if the Eagles playing against like Dallas or a good team, oh yeah, them tickets go up. You gonna pay about $500-600 a pop. I mean, if it's a playoff game against Dallas at home, I would pay that because that's a once in a lifetime joint. But 16,000, that's stupid. I'll pay $500-600 because I've been to the game a few times and it is fun down there. You ain't a nigga though when you at a football game. Oh man, I'm comfortable as hell right now, man. And Marsha Clark, she's still pissed off. She was so mad. I love it. Oh man. Yeah, I'm about to get my ass off of here, man. This food almost done. And I think I'll wash this downstairs. OJ Made in America's Episode 4. Oh, you already ready? Okay.
So these are the Siberia ones.
I'll come downstairs. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's all right.
They're so skinny.
Yeah. That's cool. Where London at? I said, where she at? Oh, okay. Yeah,
so one is chicken, I think.
Watch out, Naj. You're not getting none of this.